Welcome to episode 42 of The Life of a TV Addict. I'm Sasha.
The Notorious FPG.
And we're here to bring you our weekend TV.
I want to start with our binges. Did you finish Punisher?
I didn't finish Punisher, but I did binge She's Got to Have It. And it was so good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
No, I kind of loved and hated Nola Darling at times. I don't know, some things about her just annoyed me. But I love the way the girl played her character. I liked the guys that they had around her. They were so different, just like in the movie. And the one that was the Spike Lee character, Mars, he was good.
I thought he was really good. And really
he was a guy from Will and Grace. Remember the one that was the assistant that was in Grace's office? Oh
no, I didn't notice that.
Yo,
he was really good. Of course, I was watching it and I'm like, when is she gonna go to the call center and start taking the calls? And my daughter was like, you thinking about Girl 6? I said, oh. Lord, and then I realized I never saw She's Gotta Have It.
Okay.
So I didn't know what it was, but it's quick to catch on what the story is about. I mean, and I think that the fact that they were only like half hour,
like 40 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes, not long at all.
I think that helped a lot getting through it. Only like issues I had is that, I love the music, I love the soundtracks. I didn't like where they would, after the song played, put the album cover up and like for 3 seconds.
Okay.
I thought that was like, okay, we got it. I mean, it was nice.
I like that here I go. Only when it was a song I didn't know. Like, I think he could have relegated it to stuff that we weren't, the culture wasn't familiar with. You know what I mean?
Or maybe
when he played like the older stuff, when he did some of the jazz, I don't know that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's who sang. Okay, Michelle and Dega Ochello. Oh, okay. But when he was doing Mary and when he was doing other stuff, I was like, we know this, Spike.
Yeah, or maybe, I don't know if it bothered me that much, but after a while, I was like, ugh.
It got annoying.
Because it was like breaking up the story.
He didn't do it for every single song, right?
Every song it was done.
I must have blanked out on some of them. Like, probably the ones I knew, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, it was happening every song. Then the only other thing that I didn't, that bothered me, that sticks out right now, is the Thanksgiving dinner at the end when they played the Prince song, the Raspberry. It went on too long. It was like, we got it. I like to see all of their different personalities, like how Mars danced versus how the other guy danced versus the French guy, and that was cool. But it was like, okay, we got it. We don't need the whole song. Bring this in, Spike. But I thought it was really good. I know while I was watching it, I was tweeting out like he should have incorporated Amber Rose into it somehow for me. But then on one episode they do mention Amber Rose.
Yes.
And I would have liked for her to make an appearance or something because this is like her thing.
Right.
About the slut shaming and why men get to do it. This is her thing.
Right.
And I would have liked for him to like.
Yeah, that's true. He could have. She could have been somebody in there talking about it, walking through Brooklyn, talking to Nola.
Or be on the like even when Nola posted up the posters everywhere, and then remember they were like on the internet or something, people were talking about it, like just have her come in, something. I think it would have been cool. And then I don't know, I really liked it. Nola messing around with her friend's boyfriend who happened to be Mars.
So messy.
Yes, that was and she was like, I don't understand, you said you didn't care. And
they are Nola.
I was like, come on, Nola. You
Bros
know that was
before hoes, Nola.
Yeah.
Always.
That was a bit much.
That was messy. But, I liked, it ended up being where Jamie ended up being my favorite. The, unfortunately, the married one.
I know. You know what? I think that in the beginning, I was like, oh boy. I was like, and this hole and this and that. But then when you actually got into his story, it was that type of situation. And he's like, I sleep in the basement and this and that. And it was, I mean, and so I was like, oh, okay, I didn't mind it as much.
Exactly. The French guy I really didn't like.
I didn't like him either.
I thought they should have found someone more attractive. This is just me.
He looks gay.
He wasn't my cup of tea. The fingernail didn't do nothing for me. I didn't like his box cut. Like Jamie, the box cut worked. The hair worked. He's in corporate America. He wouldn't be walking around with, a ponytail or dreads or whatever. But then this guy, and I'm looking at him like, he's an artist. Why does he look so square? Like, he's just so cornball. He should have been more like, I don't know. He just wasn't charismatic enough to me. And it was like they tried to make him so like all the women loved him and he walked in and I was not in, he
gave me the gay vibe. And even when she was with the dark skinned guy, it seemed like you could kind of picture it and you could see like it was some, and it was like he was just there. I'm like, I don't know, he just seemed gay. I didn't like his casting.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about him.
At all. And Fat Joe. Now, I'm usually biased towards Fat Joe. Because I love Fat Joe.
I'm glad you said it, because
I love Fat Joe, but that was some horrible acting.
First of all, the accent. Why did he need an accent?
But he from New York. I'm like, yo, you from the Bronx. You're the perfect person for this. Why did you make an accent?
Was that a Bronx version of a Brooklyn accent? I was so confused where this accent even came from.
I was like,
I'm like, because it's not even like you just straight off the island of Puerto Rico. This is like some real melding of some crazy. I don't know what he thought that was, but it was not good.
I was like, yo, Papito. I'm like, what is that? What is he doing? I'm like, yo, you are so New York. This was the perfect role for you.
This is literally you. You are playing yourself. Why was he doing that accent? It was the worst.
Oh my God.
And then the thing with the friend and
the ass explosion.
Oh my God. I don't know what prop they used for that, but that shit looked way too realistic when it exploded.
It was disgusting. And she was getting her life. That was another scene that I thought went on too long.
Her dancing.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we got the point that she was dancing. She was having the time of her life. Yeah. She was on. And then it didn't need to be the whole entire song.
Yeah.
And, but.
And the suit they had on her looked so crazy.
Everything was crazy about that.
I'm guessing it looked that crazy because it was supposed to be like whatever was going to explode in it was like in there. But it looked. I mean, we know that this is a thing now, a trend. Women going to these no-tell motels to get these injections of. Sometimes it's cement. Sometimes
well, now
all
I think that's old.
Shit.
I hope nobody's still doing that because now they could take the fat out your gut.
Well, that lady just went to prison for doing this recently.
Recent? Well, if she
it was this year she went to prison for.
But that was because she was doing it before. I remember the lady and somebody died actually.
Yeah.
But those are from the old ones. We're not seeing those.
But we don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like at this point everybody has to know that this isn't safe and this isn't what you should be doing. And there's another alternative. I know that Cardi B has said at one point like she had to get the illegal butt injections because she didn't have any fat to put in her butt. Mm-hmm. But I think they could find you some fat now. If not, call me. I'll donate some of my fat for a small fee, of course.
Small? It better be a large fee. Fuck that.
Shit, no, wait.
Cardi B got money.
Wait, I'm going to get the lipo for free. Take this fat and you can have it. But yeah, that scene, and then I think that, the dynamic with her and the girl, because she's like, you have a child.
Oh, the girl, Nola and the lesbian.
Nola and the girl with the ass.
Shemekas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, you have a child. And it's like, you're going to risk your life to have a big ass when you don't need it. Now, in true Spike Lee form, that, what is it? Asked It.
Oh my God. Yes.
That was hilarious because it reminded me of the old Spike Lee movies where he would do something and it would keep running in between the things.
Yeah.
And then I like that he directed, the show. I love that some of them he wrote, some they had other people.
And he still did his usual thing, the rot when they're supposed to be walking down the street, they're just moving. Mm-hmm. And his sister we still saw her.
I know, and we have
a lot of characters we've seen in a lot of his movies because the sister And the one that played her husband was in, I think, Do the Right Thing.
They were in all of that, yeah.
So, I mean, I love, like, that was signature, like, his fingerprint was all over it.
Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I can't wait for season 2.
Well, that was going to be my question. Do you really think they need a season 2?
Absolutely.
What are we going to, just see her evolving the relationship of this?
Maybe adding more to them.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. Oh yes, I definitely want a season 2. I thought it was really, really, really good.
I think the breakout, as I love Nola, I like the guys, but my favorite character was Miss Rockaletta Moss. I love.
Oh, she did
that.
do really. That was really good.
That the whole dynamic between her and Nola, and the whole, like, you know, I know where these kids come from, and giving her insight into what was going on with some of the pictures they were drawing, and, you know, why, you know, your sexual freedom and my not wanting it come from 2 different places. Mm-hmm. Just that whole story and the parallel to Nola, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that she did an excellent job. I just thought it was an all around.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
it was binge worthy, and I watched it. Though I finished it in one day. I watched it all day long.
Yeah.
And my daughter kept saying, I don't think you want to watch this with these kids. Because, again, I thought she was going to be working at a fucking call center. And I'm like, what is the big deal? I mean.
But it wasn't that gratuitous. Like, there was sex. I thought about you, like, there was sex. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't overly, like, you had to be so graphic with the sex to get the whole point of what was going on.
Yeah, I think that definitely, and I liked it, but it was another thing I was admire whatever. But I really respected that he did that, because you know why? It allowed more time to tell a story, mm-hmm. and that, you know, sex is part of it.
Right.
But there's other parts in the show, like, listen, this one provides this one provides that. Mm-hmm. The whole thing with the dark-skinned guy and his connection with Fat Joe and that's something that I think we could definitely go deeper into next season, because they just touched it, mm-hmm. and didn't go into it.
Yeah.
Fat Joe, you're gonna lose that accent though by next season.
Well, that's what I wondered too, because I was wondering if it was gonna come out like Jamie it was set up for him to meet Nola. You know what I mean? Like, did he? Because if was familiar with Fat Joe, they were whatever before Fat Joe went legal and Jamie went legal, and then maybe he had seen Shemeka, or Shemeka and Nola knew they were friends. Like, I was wondering if that whole connection, if they all knew the connection, or if that was kind of just an inside thing.
Oh, I didn't take it that it was any connection, because I thought that didn't they show where they met at the park?
Right, but I was wondering if that was kind of he was there knowing Nola was going to be there. Because if I'm a guy who likes to philander on my wife and do whatever, and I've seen this thing that I want to meet, and I'm like, oh, she friends with the girl that works at the Hot and Try. Oh, so let me find out where old girl be at, and I'm going to make sure I'm there. You know, like, that's the way I saw. I wondered if that was.
No, I didn't think, because it seemed in my opinion, it seemed like that he really had a connection with Nola. So I don't know if it was like he would be stalking down these chicks to that extent.
Because I mean, even if he was attracted, but I think just visually he was attracted.
Yeah,
to her
even
first.
If he was like attracted to her, I don't think that it went that far, like, oh, let me find that and let me stalk her, because you don't know her, you just attracted to her body.
I'm setting up the meeting without her knowledge.
Stalking.
It's not stalking. It's not stalking until you're waiting outside somebody's apartment.
That was kind of stalking. I think they could go
more into how she, like, the thing with Mars, how they met, and how he was with the other one at first too. Like, I think that would be
exactly to go back into it more. And then I don't think they got much into her and Mars. Like, how did they cross over from him messing with her friend to him then messing with. I mean, I think it's a lot more, and of course she could add a couple of more holes to the rotation. In my opinion. All right. What else did you want to?
What else did I binge? I started watching. Did you watch any of the CW shows this week? Because you know they did a 4-part crossover
With Flash, Arrow, because
Legends, and
it was
all 4 of them.
I didn't, because I know Barry and Iris were getting married, and that was on.
It was
Arrow.
really good, but you had to watch all. You had to watch all 4.
Is that it? So what was the other one?
So it was Flash, Supergirl.
Oh, Supergirl?
It was all 4. It was a crossover. So it pretty much just went straight through. But then when you went on the CW app, because I don't know which one aired on which came first, but it just had them straight through, like Crisis on Earth X 1, 2, 3, 4. So you didn't have to know, which episode it was. But it was really good. Like, the things we liked about Justice League, but there were certain missteps. Mm-hmm. Like, all the characters on this, I just love them. Like, they're just so good.
That's why I keep telling you about the Justice Leagues. All they had to do was bring Barry in, bring the people we already liking. Yeah. But no, my husband, he was watching Arrow. And I'm like, wait, I thought you said you watching Arrow. There's Flash. And so then
they were
was like,
all crossovers. Because then you got, because I haven't watched DC Legends in so long. And there was a few people I was like, I don't know her. She must be new. But they weren't so instrumental to the story that you had to have seen it. But it was just very good. It was a very good story straight through. We got, what's the guy? The Firebug. I can't think of his name now. He was on DC Legends most recently, but he's been on Flash and Arrow. The guy from Prison Break that.
Oh, and it was Freeze.
Him and his friend, right. So he came back because they went to an alternate Earth where he's still alive on that Earth. So he was on, he came back, and then at the end of it, he decided to stick around with DC Legends for a little while. So
because he's on DC Legends of Tomorrow, but then
but he died.
Yeah, so he could do Prison Break.
Right. But with all of the CW shows, there's all these different Earths that they go to. So Earth X is the Earth involving this whole story, and his character's still alive on Earth X.
Oh, okay.
It was really good though. I think you'd enjoy it. Just for a continuous story, like a nice arc, and bringing back in all these characters together and seeing them interact again. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. So
I guess to see.
Yeah, that was a good one. And I watched.
You know what I just watched?
What?
This morning was This Is Us. I didn't watch it all week long because I was on some crime show binge.
Girl.
And all you want to do is just cry and then cry again.
Every freaking episode.
And then cry. And then cry again. And then cry. And cry again.
Jeez. They gotta.
And now it's not coming back until January 2nd, which isn't that long.
Oh, no, that's not long at all. But yeah, it was so good. Like, they better than me. This is why I can't imagine fostering and doing this and going through it every time and creating a connection every time and then possibly having it taken away. Like, I'm like them. I'm like, we still gonna do this? Y'all gonna do this to me every week?
And you know what? And I was surprised because the wife said, yeah, I think we could do this again. Like, and they both were like in agreement, like, yeah, we're gonna do it again. And then they cut to the scene where social worker is interviewing the little boy, right? Because he said, "Next time, can we get a boy?"
And I guess that's a true representation of being a foster because they're not always perfect fits, and it's not always something that goes from temporary to permanent. It can be temporary, and they leave and go back to their families and stuff. So, you meet. I guess this little boy, it seems like he's tried it a couple of times too, from the way the social worker said it, and it just doesn't fit. Yeah. So maybe, like you said, they just got to get to each other. And
I was about to say, and maybe they can inquire more into what's the story with the family, what's going on, like why, to see if he's adoptable, because maybe that's the next thing that they look at. Like, look, it didn't seem like they were at that place. because they both said like, yeah, we're gonna do it again, knowing this, and not that they said like, listen, next time let's try to find somebody who's not
right,
you know, in that situation or whatever. But oh my God, the scene when she was leaving and then him stalking the mother to find out what's going on with her. And they were from North, so I'm assuming that Randall and them might live in West Orange or one of the suburbs.
It's
like close.
Yeah, it's not out of the way for them. It's out of the way, but not like it's easy to get to.
Yeah, and it was just like really good. And then we still have his father around.
That's what I love. Oh gosh,
which
so good.
And then when he told his story, I was like, oh wait, and then he said, but once I saw the bikes. I was like, I don't have any, you know, it's just a really good show.
Yeah.
And then we see Kevin, oh my God.
Girl, that wife gonna kill him.
When I saw that girl pop, I said, oh no, he didn't.
But I said to my mother though, when they was like, where's the, I said, that bitch got in the car.
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. And I was like, I just wanted to spend time with you, Uncle Kevin. I'm like, no. I was just glad he didn't get into an accident, because that's what I thought was going to happen. I'm like, she back here, no seatbelt on, and he going to hit something, and
I thought that at first I thought that he knew she was there and he was driving, because they just say like, where's Beth? And then they cut to him driving. I'm like, and then she pop up. I'm like, oh my God, he drove those kids drunk, but he didn't know she was in there. But that may be the wake up call that he needs. It's like, I could have hurt or killed my niece. Well, so I need to get help.
And it's also bringing all of them into the fold, because they know he's, you know, was injured or whatever. They don't know he's been abusing these prescription pills.
Well, no, alcohol, every damn thing.
Yeah. So now it's going to open up that whole Pandora's box, because you getting a DUI, they're going to take your blood. They're going to tell you, you know, the breathalyzer. So it's going to be all out in the open what you've been doing. And everybody's going to know. Your mama, Miguel, everybody gonna be on your ass now.
Oh my gosh! When I was watching that, I said, "No, he didn't."
Yeah, I was just glad he didn't get into an accident. That's what I was worried about.
Me too.
And yeah, the whole thing with Deja, like you said, when they were leaving, and she was it was just really good that they came to that, like they couldn't fight it. I like the way they did that. But they was all adamant. They was a gung ho.
Like, we're going to get our lawyer, and he's going to squeeze us in.
And even the social worker, their social worker was like, you know what you signed up for, right? Like, this is it. They come and they can go. Like, it's not guaranteed till the paperwork is signed. This is what you signed up for. And he's like, yeah, we know. No, I don't think you did.
Well, I don't think that they thought they were going to have that connection with her. And then that it would be that short period of time. Because remember, when they initially got her, they were saying like, you know, her mother's in and out. Her mother's always in and out. But this time it's going to be for a longer period of time. And just so happened that the mother turned out to be a snitch. So she was able to get...
Now, wait a minute. Say it a little nice.
Well, she is going to snitch. That was the whole reason why she got out.
But you say it so crudely. She told the truth, which is the best thing for her to get out to her child.
AKA snitching. That is snitching all day.
You are so criminal.
She is. I don't know what we're going to do. Because it's not like she was some civilian not doing anything and someone threw a gun in the back of her car. No, she was down with the bullshit. And then they like, listen, if you tell us who gun it was, then we'll let you out. And she's like, oh, okay. That's fucking snitching.
Yeah, and? Sorry.
No.
Fuquan, you got to go.
No. That was so...
Sorry, Fuquan. That's you under that bus.
I was like, no.
So you do your possession time and take the L and let your daughter get adopted.
Yeah, if I'm...
What?
Listen, she always has a choice. You do not have to commit crime. Or you don't have to be down with it.
But if I didn't rob the place that the gun is attached to, I just got caught with it.
But why did you have it?
I'm not supposed to tell.
Why you had it?
But
exactly.
Having it is the crime.
Yes.
Having it is the crime, right?
Yes.
If I'm telling you, oh, okay, I had it. But I ain't robbed nobody with it. Y'all connected it to a robbery and doing all of this other stuff with it. Now that I ain't going down for that.
That's the problem. Because
I'm not going down for that.
That's the problem. That if it would be one thing that if you said after the show, Sasha, come on, let me give you a ride, and I had a gun and I threw the gun under the chair.
I pat down motherfuckers first.
Well, look, if I threw the gun under the car seat and then the cops came or something like that. And
we all get charged the same.
But if you told on me, I had to eat that because I'm like, listen, she wasn't down with me. And she's a regular person. She just gave me a ride. But if me and you into shit all day, and I'm like, here go the gun, and you like, oh yeah, let me use that for later. But you get caught with it, and I don't, and I killed somebody before with it, and you like, oh, I'm gonna tell that you killed that person. You're snitching.
I'm just gonna say, well, look, this is where I got it from. Look, I'm not saying that she killed him. But that's where I got it from.
Nope.
You the detective, so you go detect if she's murdered her. Oh well.
Snitching.
Oh well. Give me a rat. I'll wear it. That'll be me.
So yeah.
To keep my baby from getting adopted and to stay 10 years?
No.
I'm out.
You could have stopped your baby from getting adopted by not committing crimes, not being.
I didn't commit murder.
No, you could commit no crimes. You decided to commit any crimes. That's why I guess that's the thing is that with the whole snitching thing is that once you bring yourself into that life, that everybody be like, I'm about that life. Once you bring yourself into that life, you need to abide by the rules of that life. But if you're a civilian,
but if it's the same
different.
thing we just said where we're in the car together and we get stopped. Mm-hmm. And we all get the gun is just under a seat. Mm-hmm. We all get charged the same.
And if you
then the gun is found to have murdered someone, I'm still supposed to go down for that murder too?
No, because you didn't have anything to do with anything.
But they can't connect it to you either. We just
so what? It's me. No, it's my gun.
So you gonna accept ownership?
Yeah, I have to.
You really think everybody is that responsible? No.
But I would have to take that. And if you snitched on me, like if you told and said, listen, this is her gun, whatever, and you were a civilian who I would have to take that. You're not in that life. And you don't have to abide by those rules. But if me and you are criminals, whatever level of criminal, and we do shit together and you know that I got this gun and whatever, and then you like, oh, well, they said I could get out early. You're a snitch. That's the whole definition of snitching. Civilians calling the cops is not snitching. You're a civilian, I'm a civilian. We could call the cops all damn day. Once we get into that, then no, you can't. You just can't. It's all right.
No, I'm snitching.
Well, that's why you're not a criminal, I don't think. Well, look.
I'm a good snitch.
I don't think.
I'm in witness, baby. I'm in witness protection.
Let me tell you, talking about the snitching, that bring me. Was it Dateline? Was it Dateline or 22? Oh no, it might have been this new show with this black lady that I'm watching. Is her name Tamara Hall? And I think her sister was murdered.
Yes. Okay. Oh God. On ID.
Yes. Oh my God. But they had this one episode, and the girl, she was a decent person, had a job and everything, and she was living with her boyfriend who they all sold drugs in the house, did drugs, did whatever. She bought a shotgun, and her boyfriend killed the other two people that were living in the house. Mm. And she came home, per her story, that she came home, saw the blood, and he was like, come on, help me get them out or whatever. So her thing was like, yes, I'm guilty of that. I did help him dispose of the bodies, clean up. Right. I did help him with that. However, I wasn't there when he killed them. Right. I didn't know he was going to kill him. I had no parts of that. What happened is that for some reason, she was in the bullpen with this guy, and they started talking. And then when she went to jail, they were exchanging letters, doing all of this. So they come up with this plan that, look, let's both act like we're sick on a certain day, certain time. So they'll take us to the hospital, and then we could meet up. So they both do it. They both get out at the same time, end up in the same hospital on the gurneys next to each other for 4 hours. And during these 4 hours, they just talk. Then they go back to jail. Afterwards, the guy contacts the police and say that she told me that she was there when he killed them. She knew all of this other thing, other stuff. And so she was convicted and got like 100 years, whatever she got. Come to find out later on, when the show was investigating everything and going through the files, that they found out that this guy was like just this jailhouse snitch, and this is what he did. And that when he was arrested, he had a whole list of people. He was like, I know where these houses are. I know who sells dope, who sells meth, who sells this. And basically what they allege is that the cops, because they didn't have her at the scene when the murder happened, even the boyfriend wasn't saying that she was there, that they set it up that they would be in the bullpen together. For him then they let them communicate, even though inmates aren't supposed to communicate with each other. They let them communicate. Then they set up this whole thing with them getting to the hospital and being next to each other for 4 hours. So then at that point they could say that he did have an opportunity to hear it. And the prosecutor who convicted her, he was so upset by it, so pissed off. He was like, if I would have knew that, I definitely would not have this girl sitting here. And he was just like, I wish it was something I could do to get her out of here. So yeah, the snitching,
he was like, -5. I got this one, checking them off.
Oh, yeah, it was a whole list. And he was like, guns. It was literally like a diagram. Guns, meth, dope, coke, everything. And people names, whatever. And like, I could help you out so much. So he could get out of jail. That one. And is it People Investigates? This is another show I was watching, because I was on a crime binge this week. I don't know why. I was on a crime binge.
Want to be a criminal so bad. So bad.
People Investigate. And it was this story about this nanny. She was 19 years old, came from the UK.
Okay.
And the baby that was in her care, she was a nanny for a husband and wife. They both were doctors. And the baby dies. So the wife, like, when I saw him, I knew what it was. The shaken baby syndrome.
Right.
So they arrest her. They put her on trial, everything. And she's convicted. But then the judge comes back and say, no, I'm going to throw that out. I think it was give her a lower charge and say he sentenced her to time served. So then she was able to just leave the country. I was like, oh my God. Could you imagine?
No.
Oh my God. But that show was really good. I don't know what channel it comes on, because I'm watching it on demand. Because you know, if you watch one crime show, you could go down and there'll be like more crime shows, and then I just watch
only for addicts like you. Only for addicts like you.
I just love it. But anyway, getting back to our regularly scheduled program.
Did you watch Walking Dead? I don't even remember what it was about last week.
Yes, I did. Where they had Rick and
oh, the Garbage Pail Kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And they got him back in the apparently this week he's gonna fight the zombie again or something that he fought last week with the spikes and stuff on him.
Is it just me, or does this season suck?
I told you, we get like these really good, and then it'll be like the beginning, the end, and then the episodes in the middle is like throwaways.
Other than the first episode, the season has been throwaway.
Yeah, I don't know what we're leading up to. I think we have only 2 more episodes, and then they on their break till January. Mid-season break, and then
I don't know. Every week I'm like struggling to find a reason to watch the show.
Because then Carol was trying to bring back Ezekiel, right?
And he won't come out.
Yeah.
And so, but the little boy follows her, because she's like, listen, we said we were going to be there. We have to be there. And he's just sitting behind. And I'm like, I mean, at some point, what are you going to do with him?
Does he just become Ezekiel?
I mean,
he don't want to be the king no more. Because, I mean, if you're the leader, like, that's the thing with Rick. Yes, Rick, he wants to protect his people. But to me, he's always understood, like, some of y'all ain't gonna make it. Sorry, sucks. King Ezekiel had it in he was giving his rousing speeches, and he was, we shall not lose anyone.
No, not one of our ranks.
And he was so resolved to not lose people, and then to actually lose damn near everybody that went with you. That's probably hard to take.
Do you think that comes from them not actually ever being at war? Because now we saw when they killed the young boy when Morgan was there, and it seemed like that he's never really been challenged.
Right.
Because when Negan and them came, they went along with him, so there really wasn't a challenge and never being at war. Whereas Rick, he's like, yo, we war tested. We about this life. Now, Rick and them about that life. They like all of us about this life, from the kids on.
Everybody is ready to go.
So they
stay ready.
Yeah, he was more realistic. Yeah, like, look, y'all know what the fuck is up. Like, y'all know what this is. We haven't been here before.
Yeah.
Where Ezekiel never been there before. And, of course, Rick can't tell him, like, look, some of y'all motherfuckers are going to die. Because then they don't want to come. So he got to, like, listen.
And see, I know you don't like him, but that's kind of what I've always, like, to me, Rick and all the bad guys he's had, they've always been, like, just the flip of the other character. Mm-hmm. Like, the governor had all these good intentions, had all these, things he wanted to do. Him and Rick were the same. Mm-hmm. And I feel the same way with Negan. Like, it's always, if you would have went left instead of right, who's to say Rick could not be Negan ruling like that? I think he could.
You know what? The reason why I think that he's different all the time is because it's not that he made himself a leader, and he's not like a tyrant or anything. It's like these people have chose and they recognize, like, you are the one that leads, and we accept that. But at any time, everybody, you're always open to make suggestions, to try to do things.
No, that's not true. Rick told you outside the jail, this is not a democracy. He told you that. So no, he don't always take advice. He'll hear you. You're not going to get stabbed in the gut for coming and telling me your opinion. But don't think I'm going to listen to you. I'm still going to do what the fuck I want to do. We still going to run this how I want to run it. And then I'll be like, I'll tuck your little opinion right in the pocket. Thank you.
I don't see that, because even when, like, sometimes he didn't agree, or even when Carol came, and remember Carol, when he had to get rid of her at some point because she was just doing this, she was on a murder spree.
Murder-minded.
And he's like, yeah, like, this isn't good for everybody. Like, he heard her out. He's like, but no, I don't agree with that. Yeah. And, I don't think anybody would agree the way Carol was like, kill these motherfuckers first. We'll find out who they are later. Fuck your questions.
I think with that, the straw that broke the camel's back was when she killed the 2 people that were sick in their own camp. Yeah. It was like, okay, wait. Maybe they'll make it. Maybe they'll survive. She was like, nah, fuck that. We ain't even giving them a chance.
Exactly. And she did it without coming to anybody.
Right. She took it upon herself.
No one had the decision. Now, if for example, with Rick being the leader, or he is the leader, but even with him being, not like Negan, whatever, that if he would allow, or if them as a group would allow somebody to kill 2 people in there without saying a word, without bringing it to anybody, who's to say she's not killing us next? Like, you'll be scared to cough around a bitch.
I agree. No, definitely, yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Definitely. You dragging your leg back there. Like, I'm good. No, I agree with you in that, but when I say, like, just, like, mirror images, because, they always say, power corrupts. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a person who's of strong mind like Rick, when you're given that power, it can go to your head, and you all of a sudden become this Negan ruling with an iron fist and taking what you want regardless. Whereas with Rick, you're like, okay, I'll be the leader, but I don't need the petals thrown at my feet and the, being praised just to do it. And that's what I mean when I say parallel images. Like, they could, in my mind, if Negan had been a different person, he could have easily been ruling like Rick, where it's a partnership with his people, not a we on the top floor,
dictatorship,
and then we got the workers on the bottom, and y'all ain't even supposed to come up to this second floor. What y'all doing up here in this hallway trying to talk to us? Y'all ain't supposed to be up here. And when he came around that corner, and the thing that made me see he's just corrupted by the power was when he started whistling and came around that corner. What did they all do? Kneel.
Mm-hmm.
When Rick come back from something successful, do they kneel and throw petals? Exactly. So they're just the power of leadership. It just shows the parallels of how it can corrupt and how you don't let it corrupt you. I think that's what I mean when I say mirror images of each other, just the parallels. But I thought that was funny when he came around that corner. Negan. I think that was 2 episodes ago when they came out the bunker with him and Gabriel.
No, just last week.
Okay.
And they sitting around, and now the 2 guys, the scientist guy, I forgot his name.
Eugene and Dwight,
and they're going back and forth like, you know.
I know it was you. I know it was you.
Yeah,
it's kind of like accusing, like feeling each other out
to see where they're going with this. But yeah, I don't know. The Walking Dead is starting to be a walking waste of my damn time. Like, I could be doing other things.
I'm gonna have to go back to
met the guy.
Fear the Walking Dead though.
Well, because Morgan's leaving.
Going there.
I know.
Which I think that's just a good strategy on their part to get the people who were like, I ain't watching that bullshit. Then they're like, damn it, I love Morgan. Okay.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, they taking Morgan. Why they taking Morgan? But the reaction I was having, I said, that's why they're taking Morgan. Because it was like, I mean, I think if they would have tried to take Michonne or somebody else, people would have went fucking crazy.
No.
But while people love Morgan, he has been out of the picture for a while. So it's like not a big deal. Yeah. But I still I love Morgan. And we're actually seeing him cross over to that path of actually killing people and wanting to kill now. And it's like, damn, I want to see where that's going to go. So do I watch the Fear the Walking Dead? I ain't been wanting to watch this shit. It's what, the 3rd season?
Yeah.
And I ain't want to watch the shit. So
I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to catch up because I stopped watching it last season.
AMC.
But what my question was going to be like, okay, so since you never really watched Fear, so let me just.
I watched only the 1st season.
Okay, so quick backstory. You know, it's like when the apocalypse first hit. Okay, so now 2nd season, time has passed, communities have, flourished, but it's still very early in the apocalypse. There's more people than zombies, whereas the other way around. We got more zombies than people on regular Walking Dead. So I'm wondering how they're going to introduce Morgan's character, because it's technically a time jump backwards for him from where he's coming. So I'm just wondering how they're going to do it. Because when we met him initially, remember, he was in the house with his wife and outside, and then he had to kill that, and then the son. So I'm wondering if it's like maybe after the son dies and he kind of ventures out, like where he ventured to. I'm just wondering how you think they would do it.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, it's jumping backwards.
So now his wife, basically what you're saying is that his wife has to come back. The son has to come back. He has to have because that's where he was at before.
I'm wondering if it's going to be, it has to be something where he's moving, because Fear the Walking Dead is not in the same region as our show, regular Walking Dead. So I'm thinking it's after the son was bit and he had to put him down, and then he left the house and then left the area and just was like a Ronin roaming the streets alone with no master, just, But
we saw where he was at, because remember they had the whole and it was like a episode or 2 about what he was doing during that time. And remember, he got the clear. Exactly.
That's why I'm wondering if it's like what time period they're going to try to place it in and say that this is in his story. Where is it going to fit? Because we have these spurts where, okay, he was in the house, and when Rick first woke up, okay, that's when we first met him. Then when he came back, he was after the son had died, the clear and all of that. He was in that area.
Yeah.
And then we meet back up with him after he's got his mind right.
And he's
so I'm like, where in there did he have time to travel to where Fear the Walking Dead is and
where's
this whole other
in
character?
LA?
It started in LA. I'm not even really sure where they're at now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So only because I love Morgan, I'm really going to tune in. But I'm just iffy on how they're going to even do this where it makes sense.
I think we could pass on.
I'm wondering. I'm going to have to. I'm nosy. I got to see.
I know. I want to know, but I'm
nosy. Well, I may not go back.
While we're
to
on,
figure it out.
While we're on AMC, talk about my new favorite obsession, The Secret History of Comics.
Oh, I forgot to watch it. What
Oh
was this
my
week?
God, you gotta watch this. Well, this one, it wasn't that great. It was about 9/11 and how they incorporated that and how they always use New York and what is his name? Oh my God. And the whole Marvel thing is about him. The old guy, Stanley. And he's saying, like, you know, the DC comics, they were in make-believe places. I wanted ours to be in a real place where people could really relate to. And, you know, just getting all of that information.
Yeah.
But I just love this show. It's like my new obsession.
They're supposed to be doing one, I don't know if I missed it already, about like a...
Black Panther?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I want to see that one for sure. Because I'm interested to see how they...
Why they decided to go,
This is, I mean, I guess this is really for us who aren't into the comic book, you know, life as much and don't know the stories and know the history of the companies and the history of the people who, you know, drew them, created them, whatever. It gives us all of that info. So, yeah, I'm interested in that one. And there was one that they were going to do about a particular comic book company, like the one that did Walking Dead and stuff. Like they were saying how, you know, people would always say, oh, zombies that's not nothing. And whoever Kirkman went to was this company that always took chances on weird kind of comic books that other people would pass on.
Because he's actually the producer of this show.
Right, yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to get there. But it's really good.
What else did you watch?
What did I watch this week? Massage reality shows. I don't think I watched any other scripted show this week.
No.
Dateline.
Did you watch another episode of Runaways? I did.
Okay, so I was watching that before I came, and I was trying to finish it up. And then I told my daughter, because, you know, the Hulu, only one person can watch. So I told her, I said, yeah, I'm trying to watch this Runaways, the new episode. And I was like, but let me watch the third episode again, because am I missing something? She was like, no, it's just corny. She was like, my friends love it too. She said, it's taking too long to get to the point. I said, exactly. That's how I feel. And she was like, but my friends, they like, oh, you got to see this new show and this and that. And she was like, but it's taking so long. And I said, okay, I know I'm not bugging. Like, the story, I guess they're trying to build the story, but we now 4 episodes in. When am I getting Hulu?
What you just... Okay, what are you rushing to though? Where you want? You want a criminal?
I want to know, like, their parents, other than this sacrifice thing, and then it was kind of weird because it seemed like Destiny wasn't dead, but was she dead? Because then the father sees her. And I'm like, is she there or is he just seeing her before they dispose? Like, what's going on with that?
Wait,
the one with the lab.
Okay.
So when he's down there, she was like, why don't you let me go or let me out of here? And she got all this dirt and stuff over her and everything.
Oh.
And it was like, so is she really there or is she not there? What's going on with that?
I must have OC. My ADD must have kicked it.
And he was in the lab.
Oh, okay. I might have to rewatch it.
And it was just like, but it's just like,
you needed to move faster.
Get to something, because other than them putting people in this fucking thing, and then I saw where they tried to get a homeless guy, and a homeless guy fought back, which was funny.
That was funny.
But
it was like, he's fine. He's passed out. He woke up like, not today, motherfucker.
That was funny. But my whole thing is that, again, and I don't know, was this a comic before?
From what I understand, yes.
It was a comic.
It was, yes.
So maybe I should read one of the comics to try to get a feel for where it should be going and to see. Because when I heard it, what I envisioned was that their parents were going to be actual villains. Like, what's a villain that we could really get to? Like Magneto or but somebody that they would be at night committing crimes, or their company would be a shell for them to hide that they're doing other things.
Right.
it would be something there. And until this point, can somebody tell me what the fuck it is that they do?
The way I've taken it, the way I'm perceiving it is like the guy who's on the respirator or whatever. I think he's the big bad. Like the big bad. And they're kind of like disciples to him. And the sacrifices are to bring him back to his strength. Get his strength back.
How fucking long that's gonna take?
I don't know.
Cause he needs to. Next week will be the 5th episode.
But can we talk? Can we talk about the part where he told her to warm him, and she got in the bed, and then his crotch was on? It was a light. I was like, what the hell?
Only you would be paying attention.
I was like, what is going on?
Well, so then again, my whole thing is that what is it? Like, it's nothing there. My
theory is they're gonna end up sacrificing the one that she's married to, the cult leader or whatever, her husband is gonna end up being the vessel he's gonna take over and be once he's able to get his strength back, he's gonna take over his vessel and be the big bad. But then no, I don't know who he's gonna end up being. But it's like they're kind of it seems like they're his disciples. And apparently it was something with the girl who has all the super strength. Her parents were involved in it too. And then when they died,
or were they murdered?
Exactly. Then she went to live with these other people who were also in this cult with them. But they don't want to be anymore because they were actually thinking about running. When the Asian girl's mom came and confronted them and was like, "Oh yeah, you guys were going to the Yucatan, right? With the house that they left y'all. That was real nice of them to leave y'all that house. And yeah, we know about that. You ain't going nowhere." I was like, "Oh."
But still, it's like
it's a slow burn, but I'm enjoying it. I'm not that pressed about it having to speed up. I think the story is okay for me.
And how many episodes is this supposed to be?
That I don't know. Because Hulu is doing that like they did with Handmaid. It's just, you getting a weekly one. So that I don't know.
I can't. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm like, no, this shit is going nowhere. And it's going slow.
Slowly
the kids
nowhere.
Are all likable. It seems like all the characters are likable, so it should be good. But it's like, get there. Where are you going? And like just comparing it to, because now they have Agents of the Shield came back this week.
Oh, it did. Okay.
And they had like a 2-hour thing. But even comparing it to Inhumans, where the first episode of Inhumans, the whole issue was like the actors are bad. It's this and that. But the storyline, okay, we could probably get into it. We see where it's going.
Right.
Like they laid the framework of what this is. This one, I'm still like.
Now, are Inhuman and Agents coming on the same night now?
I think Inhumans already had the season.
That's it.
Finale. I believe that was it. Because it was like a week, and they world blew up.
Okay.
They had to blow it up or whatever. So that ended.
Oh, now they just stuck on Earth?
They're on Earth.
And where the bad guy?
Did he? No, I think he died.
Oh, well, shit. I'm definitely not watching it. He was the best thing going.
I think he died.
The guy from Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Because they go back that
crap.
he was going to blow it up because he wanted to rule it. And it was... Inhumans turned out to be really good.
Don't believe her.
I think they just tried really, really hard with that 2-hour movie because they made a whole big thing of it being an IMAX of doing this, and that they kind of lost people.
Right.
But it did turn out to be really good. I still like Agents of the Shield. I do. I love it. It's a lot of the backstories of Marvel.
Right.
You get all of those interactions with the different things. But again, even with Agents of the Shield, you know this is Marvel. There are characters that you know, and you're like, okay, this is that, or you've seen them somewhere. This Runaways, I'm like, where are we going?
Right.
I need to get somewhere quickly. Yeah, so I'm out on Runaways. Well, I'll probably still watch it because I know. I just can't stop because then I'll be like, did I ever miss it?
Oh, goodness.
But what else did you watch?
I started a couple shows on Netflix. I started Godless.
I know, so you were talking about that before.
Yeah, and it was described on Twitter, and I actually retweeted the person that said this was the perfect description of it.
Of the Westworld.
It's like the Westworld. Yes.
What was it he said? And I saw it because I was like, oh, maybe I would like it.
It was a perfect description because it's the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the atmosphere is the Westworld. Like it's the same atmosphere. I just don't think we got robots. Like I don't think it's robots, but like the atmosphere, the climate, all of that stuff, it felt the same. And what the other person said, though, I do agree with. When I told you the guy said how none of the women were talking, It is still a very male-dominated show. There are certain storylines where the women will come in, but yeah, it is mostly about the guys. So apparently, I didn't finish it.
But not the women. I thought it was about women.
The town. I haven't gotten to, I think, the meat of it, which is where there's a bunch of marauders who are, they rob trains and stuff, and they're hunting down the guy that turned on them and stole the money. He is in this town hiding out with one of the women. And they're on their way there. That was the last episode I saw where they decide that this is where they're going. So I think that's going to be where the women's roles are going to beef up, because they're going to have to defend their town against this bunch of, criminals that are coming in to tear it down, find this guy, find the money, and kill anybody in the way.
Okay.
The sheriff is a widow who's losing his sight. So he was trying to talk to these other guys, and he's walking looking all serious, and he fucking tripped, and everybody just started laughing. And so somebody on the road, like one of them snake oil salesmen, sells him these glasses that's like, Coke bottle thick to help with his vision, but it's only a temporary fix. He's losing his sight. So I don't know how he think he gonna help somebody and save the town when he is going blind and can't shoot straight.
Yeah, but I thought the whole thing was about women, but apparently,
it hasn't gotten to that point. The women.
What episode are you in?
I'm in I finished the third one, so I think there's like 4 or 5 more. It's not a lot. So I'm like a good 6 or 7 episodes. I think.
I'm only. Oh, I don't know. I don't watch it.
But yeah. I'm guessing the women's involvement in this whole criminal and saving the town thing will pick up as the guys come in and try to take away what they have. Because there's a mine in the town that all of the men. What happened to all the men? You find out was they all worked. Most of the men worked in this mine. Those who could, the able-bodied one, and the mine collapsed. And all the men died. So the saloon, the sheriffs, pretty much is like, and boys, that's really all that's left. Everybody else died in the mine. So I guess when what is his name? He's a very well known actor, but he plays
Jeff Daniels.
Yes. Oh, he creepy as fuck. He is creepy that's the Westworld and baddie and him. Yeah, he must have watched that right before he went to play this character, because he is playing it just like that. It's creepy, and he's just a bad guy. It just seems like it's not. I mean, you have to like westerns. You have to like westerns. You have to like. But yeah, you can't go into it thinking the women are going to be the women aren't the central characters yet.
I mean, even the description is all about this town ran by women. And so you think, because even when I looked at it, I said, oh, maybe that'd be interesting, because I was, interesting. Oh my God. Let me go back, because I had to say this on Grown and Opinionated yesterday. Last week episode, I was listening, and I kept saying, interesting. And I'm like, why the fuck did I keep saying that? And I just kept going on and on and on, and I don't know why, but whatever. But Yeah, it was driving me crazy listening back. Cause every week I listen back and I like try to take notes to see like what was working, should we improve on. You know, you get a feel for it and see. For the most part, you know, I enjoy them, and you know, you always want to critique yourself and always improve. But that drove me fucking nuts last week. But anyway, like Westworld, I don't like Western movies per se. Or shows.
Right.
But Westworld I did like because it had oh my God, interesting. It had an interesting story behind it. So I was really into it.
Right.
But if the description is all about this town ran by women, and that I'm interested in. That part I'm interested in.
Oh God,
but I'm not.
Word.
Yes, I do. Hold on, let me get Siri out. Siri, give me another word. But that part, I mean, but
that hasn't come to the forefront yet.
I don't know.
Like you're getting where the women are, you know, running their own business, like their own land, like they're having to work their own land, work their own, just everything that usually you would in the Western the men are doing, the women have to do for themselves. But it hasn't gotten to the point of how they are the lead characters yet. No, I don't see it yet.
And you're in the 3rd episode. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only 7, so it gotta happen next episode, or that's it.
And
you might as well check out. Let me see.
Yeah, I needed to. I mean, these women are gonna have to do stuff that they don't normally do, which is fight these men coming in to take from them.
Or
because the men that are there are minor. They are the heads of mines trying to, you know, buy it from them and stuff. They bitch asses. They little, you know, bankers and shit like that. They ain't gonna be able to protect them.
But do you think that maybe Netflix just marketed this and made this description and just to get people in so then you could watch their Western show? Because
it seems like it was like, oh, there's I could hear him selling it. Like there's a guy who goes and he turns on his, you know, fellow criminals and runs. And the thing is, he runs to a town. Wait for it. Mm-hmm. With all women. And then they say, okay, we're going to lead with that. That is all women.
Especially given this climate today with everything.
But once you get into it, the women aren't, unless it happens in the next 4 episodes, like you said, they're not the lead characters. They're not the main focus. I'm not going to say they're not the lead characters. They are not the main focus of the story yet.
It's just like how I'm saying with the Runaways. Like at some point you got to get to the fucking goods. You got to give us the goods.
Right.
We ain't waiting till episode 7 for the goods.
Yeah. Or at least be truthful to your description.
Yeah, I think that.
Let the character, like at least with Runaways, it's about the kids. The kids are the character.
Yeah, but none of these fuckers ran away yet. So is it really?
Right. They're not true to the title, but
who ran away?
We know who the characters are that we're supposed to be, you know, focused on. With this one, I'm like, you're telling me it's about these women, but all you keep giving me is the story about the men.
Exactly. So that's why I'm thinking.
And the women's stories are even told by the men. Oh, the woman whose ranch he's hiding on. We get her story from the saloon man telling it. You know what I mean? It's not.
It seemed a little bait and switchy to me.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. All right, but moving along. What was the next show?
For the scripted, that's all I got.
Okay. I don't think I had anything. Did I have anything else I'm trying to think? No, I don't think so either.
Did you watch Project Runway, the reunion?
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
How the fuck did Tim Gunn or anybody allow this chick, these twins, to get away with their bullshit ass lies? And then it comes out that even not what we were told during the season, that more information came out about what exactly she was doing, which I kind of expected, because again, it was like, okay, just having a measuring tape or whatever, but then I'm like, yeah, you can get an advantage if you're just using the same things. But they're like, yeah, she was basically making fucking clothes up in her closet, like,
right. Yeah. That's what I was surprised. Like, I mean, Amy spoke up a lot. She talked more than we ever saw her talk all season. the professor, and but I don't know, these twins, they were just so problematic, and I loved their faces after they played the people imitating them.
Oh my God, because they probably thought they sounded smart.
Oh my gosh, it was so hilarious.
But yeah. I didn't like the one twin, so she's trying to cover up because her sister's telling some bullshit ass lie. That, I had the measuring tape when I went in the bathroom and I forgot. And they're like, no, knock it off. That's not what the issue was.
I didn't understand the question I was being asked.
And I was like, Tim, why are you letting her sit here and say this bullshit? Because the question was clear. But I guess then you watch the episode, and then when they add in that additional footage, you can see that Mike didn't just say, she had a measuring tape. He was saying everything that she's doing. And I'm like, yeah, why you let her get away with that? But everybody else was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You're full of shit. And then, I had it, and I forgot that I had it. No, bitch, but you used it.
I was about to say, you forget you had it, and then you go home and start using it. You don't go to one of the producers and say, first, as soon as I find it, it's like, hey, I brought this home by accident.
But even if she didn't use it, I don't think anybody would have had a problem.
If you'd have returned it the next day.
Yeah, if you would have came back the next day and say, oh, shit, I forgot, and I took this home.
And just took it out, just put it right back.
It just so happened that the rules, that was in the rules, so that was the technicality that they used to get her out. The problem was that you were fucking measuring the clothes and creating the same clothes later.
Yeah.
And she just was like, yeah. And then like everybody saying, yeah, I do feel like they were at an advantage the whole season because they were a team. They're doing this and they're doing this. It was just like...
And I mean, they made very excellent points of, well, because we're here and, we work together. No, you don't work together. Because one of you does way more than the other.
I'm saying the other one just chills.
And no matter what, it's an individual's competition. So even if the two of you were sewing your asses off the whole time, when it comes down to it, they can't pick both of you to win. One of you is going to lose. So this helping each other all the way through, it didn't work to your advantage because even if you'd have got all the way to Fashion Week, one of you would have been lacking because you wouldn't have had the other one there to help with the collection.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, they are so full of shit.
I was really over them even coming out there. Because I was like, I knew what it was going to be. It was just going to be some bullshit that they've been concocting the whole time.
I just was like, the only thing that shocked me, it was like, you already confessed to this. It wasn't like it was something that they alleged but couldn't prove, and then they came back and was like, listen, we just want to know. And then she could have, you say, yes, I brought it home. Yes. Well, she was like, I measured, on the show, she said she measured one thing, but then they went to go show that she was measuring the clothes like all the fucking time.
Right.
Like that just was her thing.
Because I didn't even know they couldn't have paper or pen. Like you can't even sketch outside of there. Like
I guess, because remember when we were talking about it and you was like, you don't see the advantage. I said, yeah, they would be at an advantage because if I sketch out a design or something and then we go into the challenge, now I already got the framework down where you're at a blank and now you have to start. Right. So now based on what they say, I just need to modify this. Or you could already have a whole bunch of designs that you remember from home and just write them all down. And then go in and just make little changes to them.
I guess I was thinking of it like, I'm definitely not an artist, but I know artistic people say, inspiration can happen at any moment. And I was thinking like, suppose when you go home after you started something or whatever, and then you're like, oh, you know what would really look good with that? If I did a bell. And then you just want to see like how a belt would look. It's something like I've already sketched it. I know what I'm working on. You know how they go home afterwards and the next day they're going to go and do final touches or whatever. And I'm like, suppose I just want to see on paper like how would a belt look or whatever.
No, then you come
like
back
that's what I'm just thinking like.
Because the next I can time see that you had
right. No,
outside of the competition.
I understand why. It just to me it's like when you think of an artistic show, I'm like I would think like that could happen to any of them, and you'd be thinking you laying up there in bed at night just thinking about what you got to do tomorrow. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I could just see like that being an advantage that either everybody has or nobody has. But yeah, them twins, I was over them. I was so over them, and I was over. I don't know. Did Margarita say something that got on my nerves? I'm trying to remember. Oh no, Michael.
No, she made Margarita.
Michael was the one that made a
let me
point
say
that
this: she made a face when Tim Gunn was talking about Kenya.
Oh.
And she kind of gave that face like she didn't think like Kenya deserved to be that far, or that, you know, because I think he made a comment about like if he had the save that he would have gave it to her.
Oh, yeah, she sure did.
And she was like, and I was like, a little shade there.
Oh,
even though, in Margarita's defense, Kenya was not bringing it. She just wasn't bringing it. The only challenge I think she got jerked on is when she made that blue dress, and I think that she deserved the win.
Yeah.
Other than that, she just wasn't bringing it.
Right.
But if you're not going to say that to her, don't make face. Exactly. Right. That was my thing. Like, come on.
And and the thing with Michael, I remember him saying how they were talking about like the way him and Margarita played off each other and helped each other, and Kentaro and Brandon, and he said, but we're picking on the twins for doing the same. No, it wasn't the same thing.
I didn't think so. I didn't agree with him on that, because just like they said, they were like, it's different. And everybody in there basically was doing the same thing. Like, what do you think about this? Exactly. But when I can't start until you come and tell me what to start with, I don't know how to sew. I don't know.
That other bitch couldn't even measure.
Exactly. How do I get this fit? What are the? And totally it seemed different. Like that they were just there because they were twins.
Right. And annoying twins.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I didn't agree with that either, because I was like, it's way different than what he's trying to make it seem.
It was.
Other than that, I don't. I guess
it wasn't really that dramatic either. Like Amy, you know, she talked a lot of them, and I'm assuming maybe they were familiar with each other's work, because they were saying that they felt she was one of the more than a majority of them said they felt like she was the one who didn't get to showcase exactly what she could do, and a lot of them said like what you said, that the time constraints worked against a lot of them.
I keep saying every year, but Project Runway, Lifetime, nobody want to listen to me. Year after year, I've been saying the same damn thing. I am tired of them rushing through these seasons and not giving these people the creative space to create. Give them what is the big deal with having 2 days?
Right.
When they originally started, that's how it was. It was 2 days, and then maybe you'll get 3 days on a long one. Now it's like day, all the time. Like, I can understand once in a while you have like a speedy one, but because I feel like some of them, I really feel like, and I'm hoping that Kenya was one of them, that I think that given a little bit more time, we would see something different. I just don't. And then I guess the alternative is like what they could say is that look at the ones that are creating in that amount of time, so it can be done.
Right. Well, everybody works differently.
So I guess that's the whole thing about coming on a competitive show.
Right.
Is that you would have to know yourself. Is this something you could do?
Yeah. On a other note, I had shared it on our Instagram. Lyris won the model competition that they had alongside.
Well, she deserved it, because who else was better than her?
No.
Nobody.
I told you, that whole moment of margaritas, I feel like should have been Lyris. Like, I liked it. It was good moment regardless, but if it would have been Lyris, I just felt like it would have been like a exclamation point on her whole season. Because she just brought it all season.
Like, who else would have won but her?
Yeah.
Only her. It could have only been her.
Definitely.
But, okay, so since we on reality, did you watch Married with Medicine?
Was it this Friday?
This Friday. Yeah, it didn't come on last Friday.
Did I watch it? I don't think so.
When they went to New Orleans?
Oh, no. That was this Friday?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I missed it. How was it?
It's pretty good. And Heavenly, only thing I don't like, one thing I hate about these shows with these phony people, Heavenly the whole time in her confessional is dogging Toya out, calling her stupid, calling her dumb, saying bad things about it. But then they go to New Orleans and she's like, you were being messy, you brought me mess. And then she was like, but I want to talk because you're a friend. And my daughter told me, like, you're a really good friend to me. And I appreciate our friend. And I'm like, is it the same person? What? But. So I guess as it plays out, maybe she did something later. Or if she is what she did before that she's commenting and they're just piecing it in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But I was just like,
but I will say, in Heavenly's defense, from the promo I saw, Toya is dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. Because I saw her turn to Dr. Jackie and say,
what's the difference? When she said that.
Girl.
Oh, well, we gotta, hold on, I was about to say, we gotta finish it out because they don't know. But she says, like, what's the difference between your husband cheating on you and my husband masturbating?
Girl. I wanted Dr. Jackie to just reach across the table and slap the shit out of her. Like, that's the difference, bitch. Skin on skin. That's the difference.
Dr. Jackie kind of looked like, bitch, really? But you know Dr. Jackie being Dr.
Jackie is so nice. I can just imagine.
And she was going in and explaining to her, like, what's the difference. She was like, well, there's another person that he brought into our... I'm like...
Not his hand, ho.
But I think, you know what? If you watch the whole episode... I don't think that Toya actually meant that. What I think happened is that she wanted to talk about this whole issue with her husband masturbating, and Quad kind of shut her down. So, in order to bring it back to her, she
brings it up when it
kind of try to equate it to that, or try to ask that question kind of to bring it back to her.
Right.
And because I was like, when you watch that clip, you like, bitch, really? But when you watch the whole episode, like right before she says that, she was like, I want to talk about, she was like, you know, my husband told me that he masturbate and he's not even masturbating to me. And then she was like, well, Quad, how many times a week are you having sex? And Quad was like, well, I'm not going to discuss that with you. And she was like, well, why not? She was like, because that's my personal business and I don't want to discuss that with you.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, but I'm discussing my personal business, so why aren't you discussing yours?
You choose to.
And she was like, well, yeah. And that's what Quad basically said. She was like, but I'm not. So she was like, well, my husband masturbates. She was like, we don't want to talk about your husband masturbating. And that's kind of how she got to that part. Right. Because it was like, nobody wanted to talk about her husband masturbating or about Toya. And so she was like, okay, how can I bring this back to me? Which Jackie handled it. She was like, you know, there's another person involved and blah, blah, blah. But then they quickly got off of that.
Off of it.
What happened this week was Quad and her husband and that big blowout.
Okay.
But what was bothering me during their whole conversation is that they were sitting at the table eating, and it seemed like for some reason his chair was low. Because he's not short. Because
they're the same height. They're about the same height.
Oh, well, when she has on heels though, because we always see her with heels.
Right.
But he's not short, and he's just sitting at the table, his arms are reaching up. And I'm like, this is so fucking distracting. Like, is their chair broke, and they never got it fixed, but the producers are like, we need y'all right there.
Big boy seat on.
It was just like, and then I'm like, because I'm like, why would they have chairs that don't match the table? But then Quad is sitting, but she's like sitting on the edge of the chair, and and I'm like, why the fuck does he? And they just carrying on with their conversation. And I'm like, I cannot focus. So honestly, I really can't tell you. I know it got to some point. It was about Dr. Jackie and what he was saying about her, about something like if the wife ain't giving you what you need or whatever. But I got that from the confessionals because he was like, in the Bible it says wife shouldn't refuse her husband or whatever. But then that spilled over, and he was like,
and he told her something about, I've been taking care of you
since I met you. He was like, I've been taking care of you since I met you. She was like, I take care of myself. I take care. He said, no, you don't. I take care of you. She was like, I pay my own car note. Girl, I wanted to run. I was like,
like, cricket.
Really, that's the best you could come on. You ain't even say the car note and insurance. You just said the car note.
Not both.
And so then she, in her confessional or whatever, she was like, I wrote you out a check for the mortgage for 1 whole year, and you would not take my check. I'm like...
He said, because I knew it would bounce.
But it was like, why would you feel a need to give him a check for the mortgage for the whole year? If you really wanted to pay the mortgage or felt like there was a need to pay the mortgage, that was my point. Like, why wouldn't you just pay it? Because you didn't want to pay it.
Because it's symbolic.
Exactly.
It's just a symbol.
You didn't want to pay
the check was dated for January 1st, 2020, but I gave it to you.
I was like, you did not want to pay
That's
no
the point.
mortgage.
I gave you a check. So what? I ain't sign it. So what?
And that's what he said. He was like, ever since I met you, I've been taking it. So they were going at it, and then he just leaves and drives off, and she's just in the house or whatever. And
I don't know what's wrong. I guess I understand why that would be. If he's holding it over your head like that, I can understand why that would be a point of contention. But how many people really feel the need you have to justify how your finances are set up in your household? It's nobody's business whether you're making it known to all of us.
Well, I guess her whole issue is that what she was saying is like, you don't appreciate me, you're not treating me. And he was like, I do. Hence the fact that I pay all of your bills, I take care of you. You should know I appreciate you if I'm doing all of these things. Right.
I ain't telling you go out and work at Bergdorf's to bring in something.
Exactly. And she's like, but I take care of myself. And he like, no, bitch, no. No, you don't actually. I do. Yeah. And he like, I work hard. I work day and night so I can take care of you. Yeah. That should show you I appreciate you. I guess that maybe she has, which again, these are rich people problems where they don't like to be kept women, or for people to know they're kept women. What?
Where can I sound?
Like, look, Dr. G, you look kind of good over there.
With little short pterodactyl arms. Come on with your little short arms.
That's right. And it's just
and that's what, I guess, like you said, like if you, and I don't know if Quad comes from money.
No.
Okay. So maybe she herself is uncomfortable with her.
I think that now, because again, and then you have to remember that when people start talking about you, they look for anything. And I think that the thing has become is that you're a kept woman. You don't work, you don't do anything. And now she's resenting that when that's what you were
That's
asking.
the goal.
Exactly.
That's the goal. You had the struggle. The struggle was real. You struggled and sacrificed to get to be kept.
I was like rich people problems because definitely I was like, yeah, this is where you want to get.
I mean, even it takes you back to with Nola. Like, okay, she was getting money from Overstreet, but she still needed all of these other men to feel whole because she couldn't get everything. You can't get everything from this one guy, but he's giving you the best he can. Her husband is giving her. He may not be there emotionally the way she wants. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's not a flowers type of guy every night. But I pay all the bills. That's how I show my appreciation.
You ain't popping out no babies yet.
Hello.
But anyway, so that, and I think the other part that was really, really funny was when Toya and her husband go to the park on a date because he was like, listen, we could go out, but we got to pay our taxes. Mm-hmm. So we have to have a budget. It's $150 and everything. So they go to the park with a picnic basket. And she was like, babe, I spent the whole budget on just the picnic basket.
Oh, fuck. Is it foie gras? What did you get?
Just the actual basket.
It wasn't nothing in it? Oh, no, bitch. Oh,
and then she had
your husband liked to eat. Bitch, you coming over here with an empty basket?
No, she had food and stuff in it, but she like, the budget, she like, I spent the $150 just on the basket.
Oh.
So then he like, all right. And so then they were sitting there. She was like, oh, I'm going to feed you or whatever. She was like, I'm giving you the heavenly treatment. He was like, don't start calling me daddy and stuff like that. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, okay. Even the men think that shit is weird. They don't even like it. Because all the time I'm like, well, maybe that's what men like.
Yeah.
And so but he like, no, don't be calling me no daddy.
One thing I wanted to talk about was, I remember, not this episode, I didn't watch it, but what do you think about Heavenly bringing her daughter into these conversations? Like,
it's always been inappropriate.
Yeah,
it's always
weird.
been inappropriate, but I take it, honestly, what I think is that she really didn't have friends.
Female friends.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I think that, and of course they showed before that she was really, really heavy. And she must have had waist. She never says what happened. She just said she was over 300 pounds.
Okay.
I think that, that
her
she didn't have friends.
Her.
And she was that. And then, and she just kept that relationship. It's totally inappropriate. But she's the only one, and I think that now the producers are encouraging it because she's the only one that will say stuff that Heavenly, and so I think, because like even this time when she was in the closet talking to the daughter, it seemed like it was kind of, because even the daughter kind of looks towards the
like staged.
Yeah, she looks off like. Is that what y'all wanted?
Right.
It seemed like that was, so I was like, I think
I thought it was,
but it's
I'm like, because I know I'm weird, but I'm like, is it just me?
No,
or
that's
is anyone
totally
else?
inappropriate.
All right.
But yeah, so they had the trip in New Orleans. The other thing that I didn't like was Dr. Jackie. God bless her. I know she had breast cancer twice. She overcame it. I understand all of that. However, they were at the table getting drinks, and she ordered a virgin. So Contessa went. Hold on.
I was going to ask you about her too. Go ahead.
Contessa, mama, you gotta pay for the extra tracks in your head. You gotta get them.
Thank you.
That weave is too thin.
Girl, when you look at her, the difference between when she was walking around her office and then in her confessional, it was like, wait a minute. One of these things is not like the other, bitch. Hold on.
Girl, I don't care what kind of weave you get. You gotta add a couple of packs to that hair.
Girl.
It is too thin. Preach. Or shorten it.
Preach.
That's something else. But Contessa basically says, oh, you don't drink, Dr. Jackie. And she was like, no. Drinking alcohol causes breast cancer. And
oh, I'm sorry. I laugh out loud. I'm sorry.
I was like, Dr. Jackie. You know that shit ain't right. Number one, there's a million reasons why you could get cancer. Please don't sit here and act like this, that you don't drink because drinking, no. If you make a decision not to drink,
that's fine.
Because, and wait, even a doctor, which you are, would tell you 1 drink a day is not going to be harmful to you and pose any
they tell you to drink red wine for your heart. They tell you to drink. I mean, I understand what if she's trying to say excessive drinking can lead, but see that's where she would get into trouble with me, because I'm like, if you say alcohol can lead to breast cancer, okay, yeah, so can sleeping near power lines. But it's a factual statement in that but don't say factual. Don't speak it as fact into existence, because smoking a pack a day can also may lead. Come on now. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have liked that either.
That's what.
Don't be judging my vices, Dr. Jackie.
And when it first came on, I'm sorry, I'm too. My mother had the issue with her because she was always talking about people health and this and that and breast cancer. And she's like, but you had breast cancer twice. So,
right.
If everything you're saying is correct, then how you get it twice?
If you do everything you're telling us, how you
get it twice. Exactly.
It's your genes. It's your genes, doctor.
I didn't like that she did that.
I wouldn't have liked that either.
But other than that, I'm here for Married to Medicine. Next week, Mariah's going to be there because they were going on a girls trip. It was supposed to be just the Fab Five. What happened is that Toya invited Contessa, which then made it the 6th. But Heavenly was like, I don't have a problem with Contessa.
Right.
Then they go back to the rooms and Mariah is there.
Oh, shit.
So next week should be really good.
Okay.
All right. So
Did you watch Xscape?
Yeah.
That was the finale. What do you think?
I really like the end scene when Big Booty brought Candy back on the stage.
Yeah.
And when Candy was crying, I was crying with her. I was like,
Candy always, gosh, she loved to cry. But
I was crying because I felt
it was
like,
really nice.
and I like that she did it in a heat moment because I always respect people and I accept more for people when they could acknowledge that I did something wrong. Then after she said it, because again, everybody who watched the show and everybody who knew the backstory, it seemed like she said it just so they could get on the road.
Right.
Then for her, after the guy came to her sister, Jermaine Dupri's father, and she was like, you know what? After seeing that, I can see how mine's look. I need to correct this.
Right.
I told you every week Big Booty was growing on me. And after she did that, she really got, because it was true. Like, she kept saying, like, I don't know if she think I was genuine, but I was. Like, this is just the consequence of me apologizing, is that now we're back. But I felt like I was wrong and I apologized. Then when she saw when the Jermaine Dupri's father came and he apologized, air quotes, to Latasha, and she like, and then the sister like, no, that was a sales pitch. He just wanted me. And she like,
she saw how it appeared.
This probably how Candy saw mine, because right after it was on, so she was like, I need to correct this.
Right.
Now, that being said, I didn't agree with Latasha. And I don't even agree. I guess I'm leaning towards Candy's side with the sister, with now just Latasha. Because it's clear. You have all of these ill feelings about Jermaine Dupri's father, about your solo career, and all of this other stuff. You're not over that yet. Every week you keep telling Candy what to be over. And it's clear that you're only trying to play nice and not even go there because you want to be on tour and you want to get these checks. And the girls are selling out every damn where. So they cleaning up. You don't really feel the way that you're trying to portray. Because when he came to you, and then even if you could say, look, you don't care about that, business is business, which you have said in previous episodes, then he's at Live Nation. Live Nation is is the biggest promoter now. You didn't want to hear anything. So you don't care if it's better for the group or not.
Right.
You're just so mad that you felt like your solo career, which you keep trying to say wasn't an issue. And you're so hurt. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now we see where this going. And which him being in that position, like she said, she like, I feel like then I was blackballed. I could totally agree. Because he was the president of Columbia. Then he working at Live. He's doing everything. So he's well connected. And I can see
I didn't know Jermaine Dupri's father was
in the music business.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever Jermaine Dupri, which I love, he has a really interesting story. Is that he used to be a dancer for what group was it? He was a dancer and things like that. But his father was always in the music industry. Yeah. Okay. So it's not like he was which I guess that's maybe why he didn't want to tell that story, is because you think that it's this 18-year-old kid out making beats and he comes up with crisscross. No, he was already.
That's the more fun. That's the more interesting story. It makes him look like
it was not that he doesn't deserve the credit, and you did have to come up with that. It's just that you were already connected. Yeah. So you had an outlet to go and back in those days. But yeah, that episode was so good. I just was crying. Oh.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was
happy T.I. finally fucking came. I'm like,
T.I. I love T.I. I know, but I do. I feel like them two are they're just good together. And I mean, I feel like they will end up together no matter what.
I think so too. He just needs to get over that, but I don't like him not being nice to her.
Oh no.
That shit ain't gonna happen.
No. But I give him, because I'm sure at this point, even they had reconciled. So I wonder how much she prepared him. Like, look, I'm going to talk a lot of shit about you. Just be prepared.
Oh, no, because even if you have watched They Family Hustle at this last season, old girl didn't care. It was T.I. who was trying to come with the bullshit.
Right.
Because he said the stuff on the radio, and she was like, yeah, because you saying I'm a distraction.
Right.
And he like, no, what you need to understand is that and she like...
But they weren't back together then, right? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, now that this is airing,
hold on.
well, they wasn't. I know.
Let the mother tell, because the mother was like, listen, what y'all two doing? She's like, ain't night you in my bed, on the phone with him, till you fall asleep.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? Yeah. And then Candy like, y'all were apart? Like,
yeah.
It's just the weird.
Because even in the car when they was riding, Candy was like, so what's going on with y'all? Like, I don't think. And even Tanya was like, I don't know.
Exactly. So I don't know.
There are a couple I root for.
Me too. I love because I love Tiny. I want her to be happy.
Yeah.
Are you watching or have you watched Tamar and Vince?
I refuse.
Why?
I'm not a fan. Not really.
A fan of which one? Tamar or Vince?
Neither.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fan of them at all because I'm not a fan of anybody. I'm a fucking hater. Shout out to Star. Yeah, I'm a hater. But because just like my friend, the co-host on Grown in Opinion, was saying, I guess it was Thursday or whatever day it was, nothing was on TV this week. Right. And I'm like, let me just go down this path. And
how was it?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward watching,
especially now that you know.
I was telling her, I honestly think that they knew that they were going to divorce or whatever, and the producers were like, "Can you hold off and do it right when the season starts?" And then it seemed like even some scenes are filmed and they have already had that discussion, and Vince is like, "I'm just here so I won't get fined." All right, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here. Like, what do you want? Like, it just seems.
And especially if the accusations she's making are true of she's physical abuse.
That's the one thing I don't like. She's not actually making them. Her mother's making them.
And she's not saying nothing to
exactly.
Though.
And then they were saying that she was falling out with the mother, but she hasn't publicly come out and say
he ain't with my ass.
Yes, and my mother shouldn't be saying these things,
right? Or
say yes, what my mother is true, saying is true, or saying like I support my mother and what she's doing. Yeah. She hasn't said anything.
It's like you just pushing her out there just to be like, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's like now this album is supposed to be coming out, so are you just, I don't know, it kind of, but anyway, let's not spend much time on that because we had the Soul Train Awards.
Yes.
Which came on BET.
Yes.
Which I don't know why the fuck it's called an award show.
It's just a Soul Train celebration. They just call it
celebration of Soul Train. Yeah. Celebration of Soul Train. Because I was like, I think I saw 3 whole awards.
Yeah, and I think one of them was a Lifetime Achievement, right? To Diana Ross.
Okay, so not Diana Ross, Toni Braxton.
What was I watching?
That was the week before American Music.
They all the same. Damn, you're right. Toni Braxton. Okay, I'm gonna say a very unpopular opinion.
What?
Is Toni Braxton not as talented as we thought?
Well, let me say this. She wasn't giving me Weekend at Bernie's like my girl Mariah does, but what the fuck was that?
Was she singing?
What was it?
It was just okay. I remember her singing.
No,
This was breathy talking.
I was about to say, I'm not gonna take away that singing from her because
I remember her singing back in the day.
It's a performance. Well, I think it was a performance thing. That the performance just wasn't good, which included like the way she chose to perform instead of like standing in one spot and singing something. Yeah. And then you could have your
Unbreak My Heart.
Something. It was
Break It Down. She chose to do all her fast songs, and then it was like, you ain't been keeping up with your cardio or something because you can't do this and dance.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
Wait.
Well, she's
thick
50
now. She was never that thick though. Them thighs.
Yeah, but she's like 50 years old now.
They be feeding her good.
Yeah, I didn't think she was.
I didn't say fat. No, I didn't think she was fat.
Oh,
but when she bent down and she was looking at the camera, and she had ripped off the thing at that time. It was like Little Kim album cover thick. It was thick.
Oh, I guess it wasn't noticeable to me. It wasn't like she was fat like, damn bitch, hit the gym.
No, but it was. It
I
was
don't know.
just a bad
It's just
performance.
the performance was bad. So first they had it was Jesse James, some guy I don't even know who the fuck he is. Jesse J. Jesse J. Some guy I don't know who the fuck.
You getting them mixed up. RHOA James was the guy.
Oh,
Jesse
okay.
J
That's
was the girl.
They could have been one.
And then Luke James.
Okay. Now Luke James did do a great job.
That's our Johnny Gill from New Edition.
Yes, he did a great job. The other two, it was like,
I like Jessie J though. Jessie J is good.
She did not do a good job at this on tribute.
No, I didn't mind it. I liked her. Well, you know her and Luke James are booze.
Oh, maybe that's how she got on. They were like, listen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hold on, wait. That's
how she got to the cookout. Yes.
They were like, okay, who we gonna get to do this Toni Braxton thing? And they was like, the New Edition, one of the kids from New Edition, we got all of them on contract. Look, we got all of them under contract, so they coming definitely. And then he like, my girl's gonna be there. What's her name? Oh yeah, let that bitch sing. Anybody in the audience, you know what Toni Braxton song? Come up, okay.
RHOA James has an album though. It's kind of nice. You gotta listen to it on iTunes.
That though.
I guess he just maybe. That wasn't his thing. His songs are actually
This
good.
is the thing, is that I don't understand. How could you get people to do a tribute to Toni Braxton if they're not going to appreciate who Toni Braxton was? And that Toni Braxton got 4 other mother-loving sisters that fucking
Don't
sing.
nobody want to see, no.
I would have preferred to see that.
No, I call bullshit on that. No.
Other than Luke James, I'm telling you, I honestly would have liked them to have Tamar in and then have the pretty sister in. I like her. I don't know if she could sing well, but I like her. The pretty
Was that the tall one that was standing out there looking like an Amazon with that gold dress and red hair?
No, the one that was divorced that was married to the Mexican.
I know.
But I would have liked them to have I think her name Trina, the pretty one, come in and do, because she could have did a fast song. She dances well.
Okay.
So she could have did a fast song because nobody would have cared about the vocals really because you're dancing. Let her do a fast one. Let Tamar do a singing one, and then let Luke close that out with that the performance he did. That was not a tribute. But then while I was watching it, I'm like, damn, they should have just let Toni do her own tribute. Then she got up there. I'm like, oh no, I guess no.
She couldn't have did all of it.
It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
It was difficult to watch. I didn't mind the RHOA and Jessie J though, but. Yeah, Luke was definitely the standout performer in that trio.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and then, so we didn't get any fucking award. I think we got 2 or 3 people who weren't even fucking there. I know
Bruno won.
He wasn't
nobody
there.
Was there.
SZA wasn't there. Right. And then we had one, Belle Biv DeVoe had to share with Lettucey. I don't know why the fuck they got to share when nobody else
get win for even.
Well, they had a song out this year.
What?
I don't know, but they had one.
See?
But they did, after the movie came out, they made they had a song come out, which was smart. But first of all, y'all gave out all of 4 awards. Why they gotta share? Just make another category and get them fucking one. Like, nobody here. Give them a fucking award. What was the big deal?
Oh, God.
Erykah Badu, with that sweatsuit on, it was bothering me because I'm like, did she just run in from the market? Like, why wasn't she?
That's just
and I was like, ugh.
And I guess that she was because she was gonna do her little opening skits that she was doing, maybe. But then she had on the platforms that was ridiculous.
It was just weird, but it wasn't enough. Who else did we get to perform? Tamar. I don't know if she did a good job or a bad job. That fucking wig was so distracting. I could not focus.
The wig and her, it looked. I think she sang good because it looked like her eyeball was about to pop out. Because the strain from her, it was just like, watching it, it was just like, oh Lord, is she about to shit herself? It was so.
I couldn't tell you how that singer sounded.
But then somebody said that,
on that wig.
What was the last thing that she sung on? Some award show, and they said she was lip syncing.
Oh, BT.
So they said she decided. She was like, y'all not gonna talk about me this time. I'm gonna sing till you think I'm about to die, and then you won't be worried about me lip syncing.
But one thing, this is the thing. I hate when people have these discussions. Tamar Braxton can fucking sing. No matter which way you slice it, Toni can sing. Just like when they did with Beyonce lip sync, Beyonce can fucking sing. These are not. This is not questionable. Right. These are facts. These chicks can sing. I don't give a fuck if she lip sync, honestly, because she can fucking sing and I know it.
Right.
So I don't care. That wig though. was that was a problem.
It was problematic.
I was just like, why is
because it was like slick back, but then had a piece coming over.
Well, I think that
it was
part here where, first of all, we gotta leave these wigs in 2017 with the scalp piece, unless you get a good one. No, I haven't seen enough good ones for us to justify bringing them into 2018. So let's just leave them because
oh goodness,
I was like, ew, first of all, the scalp don't even match you,
right?
So we know, like, and you got makeup people that could have put makeup, but you didn't. Then it looked like baby doll hair.
Yeah.
It was like, you got money. Why don't you get a good... I know.
I don't know.
I don't know what song she sang. I don't know if it was good or bad. I just kept looking at the wig like, so what is it? Like, is it to the side? What? I couldn't stop. So I don't know if that was good.
Right.
The other one, SWV though. Let me tell you, Taj was giving me like... Taj was working the shit out of that stage. She was dancing so freaking hard, smiling so big. She was like, I am happy to be here. Then I love that they brought out Method Man, and Method Man is always lively. God bless you, God. Yeah, he need a check, but
he's just there.
Yeah, he was there.
Somebody had to do the part. So.
I know, yeah. Method Man probably was like, you got, because you know he probably still does live in Jersey City. Like, you got.
Because wasn't that ODB's party did? Wasn't that him?
Oh, was it? No, he's on the song though.
You guys on the song?
He is actually on the song.
Okay.
But I think that somebody else. But it just looked like he was there.
Yeah.
So Method Man was like, listen, you need a check. I get you a plane ticket. Bring your ass out here. Come and get some money with us.
Oh,
SWV really did a great job.
They said we're gonna earn this movie.
What was the other one that didn't?
Y'all do a movie about us next.
Did Xscape perform?
No, I didn't.
No,
see
okay. 112.
At one point, do we stop singing? And now, I like Peaches and Cream. I don't know if we can still be singing. It's not like the Temptations, My Girl. We can't be singing this into the 70s. We at some point it can't be Peaches and Cream.
That's the only thing that bothered you about that?
Well, I mean, that was pretty much it. Just like they can't.
That was all that bothered
no more.
Oh, then let me tell you. Then maybe when they tried to do those struggle dances,
oh girl,
that dancing, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Girl. Stop. Get some dancers to dance around y'all. Then, like, they got really old and ugly looking. And then even Slim got fat. It was just like...
He was a little puffy in the face, definitely.
It was just so bad until they got to Cupid. Because then Cupid was the slow down and then we could stop this bullshit. I was like, okay, y'all gotta work this out. Because I know all the 90 bands are coming back. So everybody's hitting the roll. This cannot be it. And y'all got New Edition that comes and they shut this shit down.
And I'm sorry, even Fat Bobby be dancing better than that. I have seen Fat Bobby still keep up with these little
y'all gotta get this.
And that was on cocaine.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta get right.
No. So I'm like, but yeah, if Peaches and Cream was the only thing that bothered you, then that was fine.
It was like overall, just the thing. It was just
the performance was it looked like
overall.
And I'm like, y'all made a new because they have an album out, so y'all made a new song. Y'all trying to promote an album. Didn't you think that y'all should work out your stage show before y'all got? Or just, listen, we saw that on Xscape, Just Kicking It, where they said, listen, the mother came in, y'all just need to stand there and sing. Stop that shit. Wait, can we say Mama Joy stuff? Wait, somebody had the meme on Twitter like, oh, Mama Joyce to 112. Just stand there and sing. Yes. That shit was a mess. Then, I did love Keisha Cole, even though I saw the whole entire performance before on Love and Hip Hop. When it was on Love and Hip Hop, the performance was kind of shaky. She was trying to dance, and that's really not her thing.
Right.
And it looked weird. But she got that shit all the way together. And when she came for this time, it was the same exact performance, the same exact setup. Everything was the same. But she had worked out those, and I was like, go ahead, mama. It was really good. The song is really good. Everybody say her album is really good. She really did a great job. the Soul Cypher. Fantasia loved it. I loved Fantasia. I was like, yes, this is what you look like when you sing. You go up and you just fucking sing. Nobody cares what you're saying because you sing.
Yeah.
Then Faith got up there. Faith. When you heard this chick sing like that, you should have either called out sick or...
I wonder, like, do they know who's going to do what beforehand? Or it's just like, okay, this is your part. You going to come in fifth. And you know what I mean? Like,
well, from the BET, what the guy said about the BET rap ciphers is that they are filmed in advance. They meet at a location. They have the beat or whatever. And he was saying that when he did his, he was like the DJ had to bring it back like 10 to 20 times because rappers weren't prepared or they were messing up, and they go back and do it again until then they move on.
Okay.
So, being that, you know you're coming here. You know who's on the bill. Now, Faith, you the old girl. You that girl. So you could have said, I don't care who fucking showing up. I'm Faith. And then showed up. First of all, you should have got fucking dressed, number one. I don't know where you found that hoodie and these pants at. You should have at least got dressed. But then, when you heard Fantasia
I'd have been like, I need to go
sing
first.
like that,
I just said I need to go first. Let her close it.
oh no, because you know why? She's Faith. This is Miss Faith Evans. You closing. But when you heard her sing like that, you should have said, my phone ringing. One of my kids sing. I gotta go. Fantasia, take my part too. I'll see y'all later. Or you should have bought a Biggie hologram with you. You should have.
It needed a boost for sure.
I would have either you needed to go all the way, or you could have pulled out the autopsy police report and said, and I know who killed Biggie Smalls. That's the only
so much. I hate you.
Because it was like,
yeah.
Did you not hear this girl fucking sing? Just right there. And you just gonna come like that? Like, you just humming in the shower? You could have heard her sing.
Oh gosh.
I just was like, why would you let her show you up like that? Yeah. And not that Fantasia did it intentionally or anything.
No. Yeah, I don't think
but
so.
But it was just like, after hearing that.
Yeah, you should have.
I was like,
came.
And then they gave Faith all of this time to keep saying, I remember. Bitch, we remember that day. Now let's get to the new day.
Oh, God. Now, the other thing that I was with watching the Soul Cypher was we had just got not just, but the news about Jennifer Hudson and David Otunga breaking up. The guy who opened it was the guy that she was allegedly cheating on him with. Yes, Molly Music.
Fucking hoe.
Yeah. So everybody, when I was reading it, everybody on Twitter was like, oh, so that's what got Jennifer, because he can't sing. He has a very beautiful voice. And they was like, but he's nothing to look at. He looks like a little turd.
Be honest. Everything other than Fantasia was like, once she opened up and did that, I didn't care. Yeah. And I guess that's one thing that they say when they're performing. They like, the opening act or whatever. Like, they're just there, but they may steal your show. Yeah. And it was like, after her, I could care less what anybody was saying. Yeah. They could have been getting a cure for cancer during the
It's the same with the rap ciphers. A lot of times, like, it'll be those guys you don't know. And you're like, who the hell was that? Exactly. And then you got the OG coming up here and you like,
nobody cares.
Womp, womp.
Faith, don't you do that shit again. Don't you ever do that shit. And then can we talk about Mr. Kirk Franklin? So you just not going to even try to make no songs on your own.
Why? He made a song on his own since 1990. He talk over the choir.
No, this is but at least they are original. This one he did, it
was
Wake Up Everybody. And I'm like, so you ain't even gonna fucking try.
But I don't even know who, some of the people I didn't even know. But that boy who came up there looking like he just stepped out of his 8th grade graduation.
Oh, with the dress.
Fucking khakis on that didn't fit. The shoes look like...
Because Kirk don't be paying those people.
You could have put him on in one of the outfits from the...
God said, y'all want to be on the TV show? We going to do the... And they like, yeah! Okay, all y'all need to do...
be known, because it wasn't Lastlly was up there.
Lastlly was up there. No, the boy was with... But the boy was with Kirk Franklin, I thought.
Oh, I thought they introduced all of them as... Four. There was 4 people there.
Because it was like Kirk Franklin, but other than the person that was, I think, Lastlly... But the boy was just with him.
Oh, okay.
He probably like, listen, we gonna go to Soul Train. Y'all wanna be on TV? All y'all gotta do is give me $50 a piece. And I'll take y'all to the store. But I was like, I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, so he's not even gonna try to make his own songs anymore. You're not singing. You're not, what are you doing but ripping people the fuck off now? But whatever. Like,
yeah, that was supposed to be, so Soul Train Award performance, it was Kirk Franklin, Lastlly. That was Daniel Caesar?
Who Daniel? Are you sure that the young boy was Daniel
I'm
Caesar?
reading this. Daniel Caesar and Major. Who's Major?
No, maybe he was Major.
Those are the 4 people that performed with him.
But who are they? They must be church people.
Daniel Caesar, no, he has an R&B soul album that's on iTunes that's getting a lot of play.
So is that him? Why you just?
I don't know which one is which. Daniel Caesar and Major. I don't know which one is which. But...
You could just Google his name if he got an album out. They'll show his picture.
What do you look like?
Oh, it is him.
That's him. Okay. Mm-hmm. He looked crazy. His album cover, he looked a little healthier.
Yeah, because he got the dreads.
Oh, I don't know.
See, so then this doesn't look like that kid, though. Was it another person up there? That doesn't look like that kid.
Him. That's him. That's him. Same kid.
Oh, he looked cleaner.
He looked cleaner here, but he looked, I don't know. It was weird.
But he wasn't all of that, so it wasn't like he was.
No.
It was like, that's what I thought. He just came from the church on the bus. Because, it wasn't like.
On the bus. Shut up.
It wasn't like, who's this kid?
Right.
And then, oh my God, can we talk about Roger Bob girl, Demetria? He ain't gonna fix her teeth.
Demetria gonna be on everything. Cause did I tell you remember that show Superstition that I recommended? Did I tell you she's on there? Yeah, you said
she on there.
Okay. So that's 3 careers we up to.
But Demetria. She can't get her teeth fixed.
No, she ain't secured the bag yet. Cardi told you. She has to secure the bag first.
But Roger Bob don't got the bag?
Roger Bob ain't got the bag. No.
He ain't got the bag?
We ain't got the bag. If he had the bag, we wouldn't be singing, acting,
oh no,
dancing.
See, you gotta listen to Grown and Opinionated. All these bitches want to have, like, we just talk about quad. They want to, I do this, I do that. No, just shut the fuck up.
No, I want to be able to put on my W-2, I fuck my husband. That's my occupation.
Look, I ain't even got no W-2. I ain't filing taxes because I don't make no damn money.
No, I'm getting the minimum. He got the millions. Give me my 2,400 of deductions, and that's it. Zero me out. What's my W-2 say? I fuck my husband. I need to 1099 that shit.
She was just like, I'm like, I can't pay attention to her singing because her teeth are so bad. And you sing.
Is it both top and bottom are bad?
Or they raggedy looking.
Now, I hate when people don't just get the top ones fixed. They got to match. So I either need you to be equally bad or just all the way good.
No.
But don't get them halfway. Don't have half the bag and just fix the top ones.
Well,
and then the bottom look like you've been breaking rocks.
What do they call it? On Drag Race, they got a name that they call it, but some of them wear these things and you just put them on so they give you that look.
Like the veneers, the bridges,
flippers things? Or something. They call them something, but you can literally just put it in,
pop them over,
and
like the Invisalign things. But
but they're teeth.
Oh,
they look like they'll cover and look like teeth. It's called something, and on Drag Race, because one of the girls were wearing it, and somebody had commented about her talking, and RuPaul said no, she's wearing a thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, but it just gives you that look
you
without you.
Roger Bob know.
Yeah, I tried. I hit him up on Twitter like, fix your girl teeth. But who else was on there performing? I was so mad they didn't have Solange because I just felt like this was her year.
Right.
I don't know why they gave Bruno Mars another award. With all due respect, Bruno, we love you. You always invited to the cookout. I'm sure he didn't come to this one because he like, y'all fuckers got me at that BET shit and had me there all fucking day. And then y'all gonna make memes about me fucking falling asleep with Mary singing. I got y'all motherfuckers. I ain't coming to this shit. So.
Oh, gosh.
But Solange had put out this soulful album.
Right.
She had the best year other than Cardi B.
Right.
And I mean, come on, this the girl. Y'all could have, I didn't like that they didn't give that to her. But moving on, let's go to our other reality show.
Oh, Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know I don't even know where to start with them. Because they are they just a mess. A mess.
So what did we get this week?
The only thing that stands out to me is the party. Yeah, that's the last thing that I'm at is the white party.
The gays and girls.
Yeah, I didn't understand what Derek J was offended about. Is Derek J? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was he offended about?
I thought it was something about it being called a gay and girls party because it was like they're not guys.
Is that offensive? I don't.
Yeah, they're
so it's supposed to say guys and girls.
Why would you need to call them gays though? Do we say, well, then why didn't she say heterosexuals and gays?
But who's to say it had to be a guy? Maybe you would bring the lesbian. If I'm just telling you, bring.
But the fact that you said girls and gays kind of gives that impression that
talking about a boy,
and you're replacing guys with gays.
Okay.
And why wouldn't you?
Because they all are hags and they all have a go-to gay, and I'm telling you, you bring your gay.
I think that's let me say, I don't know exactly what the intentions or whatever, but even when you say it like that, that's offensive. You bring your gay. So do I go to a gay party and they say you bring your hetero?
I'm the hetero. My gay bought his hetero. Yes.
But I think that was kind of offensive. And then also, and like I know we had the discussion before because even with Big Frida, who literally wears a full beat, hair, everything, she says at any drop of the dime, I am a fucking man.
Right.
Some of them don't identify themselves as women because we're gay doesn't mean we want to be women. We're still men. There's transgenders who want to be women and this and that. So I guess just the whole thing to like have it out there like the gays and girls and
I don't know. I guess I could see. I mean, if he's saying he's offended, I can't say he's wrong to be offended.
Uh-huh.
I can just say I don't get it because it's your orientation. It's not your sex that she was referring to. Mm-hmm. So I don't see where he was equating his sexual orientation to his gender, where she just said, bring your gay, not, it wasn't about.
Bring your gay like that's okay.
I don't know, I guess.
Like it's an accessory, your gay is your accessory. I don't know. Yeah, I guess, let me say this. When she had the title of the thing, I didn't think anything of it. And people were saying, like, did she really think about this title of the party? And I was like, oh, so maybe it is offensive. And you know the LGBTQIRC BET, they stay on it.
Yeah.
But with you, the way you keep saying, and bring your gay, and bring your gay, and I'm like, oh, that, now it's making me, every time you say it, my face cringes because of that. I'm like, oh.
I mean, if he's offended, I get it. He's offended. That was he was the target group and the title offended him.
But I think that, I guess so the issue was with that, with me all the time, is that if someone says, hey, you said such and such, it offended me. It's not with Nene, not with you, because that's what we're doing here. We're discussing, giving our opinions. But to him, with Nene, and he's like, he's offended by, listen.
You can't discount it.
I apologize. Yeah. It wasn't my intentions. This was my intention. Is there some way I could have done it better,
whatever,
you? And move on. But this whole thing with the spinning around and all of I don't like that because you're basically, which is another reason why I didn't want Nene back on the show, is like, nobody is important but me. Mm-hmm. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take Sheree with the bone carrier shirt on. It was like, are you 10? Really? Are you 10?
She's searching for it. She needs something.
I just was like...
Yeah. And then them having to go have a conversation in the house. And, that was a whole setup. We knew that was coming for them to have to come. Because, just the fact of Kim... I think they intentionally set Kim and Kenya on the same side so nobody could reach across and grab a bitch because they had to sit people in between to try to keep them apart because you knew that was coming and they were going to go at it.
Hold on. Let's keep it a whole 100. 100. Kenya and Kim ain't about that life. You don't even need to worry. Now, Kim jumping up at some point, bitch, knock it off. You know. This ain't what you do. So, now had it been Nene, had it been Portia.
Oh, we know Portia about that life.
Even Andy can go there.
Yeah.
Kim and Kenya, they're
the most talk bullshit, never throw hands.
Which
people.
I love. I feel like after, and honestly, no disrespect to my people who about that life because I got them. And they like, I ain't for this talking. No disrespect to them. However, as a grown-ass woman, I think that I should be able to talk to people, talk about things, work things out, or throw shade without having to get physical.
Right.
Now, if I'm on the show and I know that the whole purpose of the show is this, there should be no need for you to get, and y'all 40 plus, almost 50. 20-somethings, yeah.
Right.
40-something, you should be past that.
Right.
But they could have set Kim and Kenya next to each other, and maybe we would have got a rub. Dang, but I was like...
But I guess that's my thing with it, is we can talk shit, go back and forth, talk about each other, mama, baby, cousin, maybe, whoever. But they're always talking about what they would do. Don't make me come over there. You don't, that's the whole thing. If I'm arguing with you, it ain't never going to be, bitch, don't make me come over there, because I know I'm not a fighter.
Exactly, and that's what I like.
Don't go there.
That's what I like about the Beverly Hills, which they're coming back. Right. I love with those ladies, they will talk about you, your mama, her mama. They will call you and then it's never... And then nobody's ever concerned that we're darling. Gonna do. Nobody's ever concerned that we're gonna be physical with each other.
Right.
And I just don't. I was like,
because if they I think that they're very good with the one-liners back and forth. And if they just keep it there, it's entertaining. But then when you talking all that stuff about don't make me come over there, you getting up and you ain't doing nothing.
Because let me tell you, Kim could have got up, and if everybody would have moved right out her way.
She'd have fell. She would have
turned around and say, Sheree, excuse me, I need you to stand in front of me like you blocking me from going to... It would have never been anything. So I'm like,
wait.
I didn't
cut you off. The other thing, Kim with that damn solo cup. I used to think she did that because she was just PWT. But apparently she don't drink out of other people's cups. Because that's what she said when she went into the house. And I was like, oh, is this going to that roach bullshit? Because she was, when somebody saw her with the red cup, she was like, girl, I ain't drinking out of none of these things in here. I bring my own cup. So I was like, oh, is this going to lead up to the dirty accusation and the roach and all of that?
Oh,
I thought she was just trashy.
Let me tell you, I was about to say.
Traveled with a solo cup.
Let me say this. I paid Kim dust. I don't even pay attention to her. I was like, why is she here? I don't know. I'm starting to get like that about this whole episode. Other than Portia, I care. Candy, I care. And the other ones, I'm like,
I was glad Portia and her sister made up.
Yeah, I was just like
even. I mean, we know it was producer and everybody go sit, but it still seemed like she was genuinely troubled, and it genuinely made them have a little peace, and she understood where Portia was coming from more. And she acknowledged it. She was like, I was having a bad day, and it was just like all of that compiled.
Yeah.
And
I think that,
and like
was
you
good.
said, her baby daddy putting her through it and all of that. And then my sister don't want to hear where I'm saying.
Other than them, I'm like,
yeah.
Then I like that Nene and Marlo. Like, I like Marlo. Even though I'm not convinced she's not a man, but whatever. They came back, but I'm just like,
yeah. I need them to hurry up and get to whatever this thing gonna be with Sheree and the man in jail. I need that to hurry up.
I need something to hurry up.
And I mean, I'm okay with Portia and where she is with her story. And oh wait, we didn't talk about Cynthia's man.
What happened with him?
Well, now apparently, this is at the point in their story where he's being hounded by the celebrities showing up in the blog. People are texting him and stuff. So he still seems to be into it. Mm-hmm. But it was just like her. I don't know. Cynthia bugs me sometimes. Like, she's so giggly that annoys me. But
first of all, at this point in our lives, can we still call MTO a blog? Is it even worth mentioning? For y'all who don't know, MTO is media takeout. That shit done sold a long time ago.
Well, apparently, I guess his family or friends or whatever were then reaching out to him after seeing them on the blog together and all of this stuff. But I'm like, this is what you know. I mean, I know it's a reality show, but you know this when you sign up to go out with Cynthia Bailey, right?
And let me tell you, I don't like Masika much from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I find her entertaining, but I ain't a fan. But when she said that about Monice's girlfriend now, she was like, listen, they were like, oh, she didn't want to be on the show. They was like, listen, if you don't want to be on the show, then you don't be on the show. You wouldn't be on the show. So it's bullshit when all of these people say, I don't sign up for it. Now, just like with him, it's bullshit that you didn't want the attention and to be on the show, because what you could have said is that, listen, if you were dating her and she said, exactly, oh, I want you to film with me. No, I prefer not to.
I'll date you when there's no cameras around, and I'm not signing releases for them to put me on.
I'm like, come on, knock it off.
I say the same thing with Kenya's husband.
I'm about to say, because we don't see him, and he's clearly taking. And somebody said, Marlo even said, she was like, no, I went to his restaurant, and I know him. And then everybody, Candy said like, oh, I met him, I know him now. Yeah. Why is that an issue for it, and why is it an issue for Kim? Because no matter what, so what? And then it's like you're reaching, because now Marlo like, oh no, I met him and I seen him and I went to the restaurant. Like, yeah. And he is her husband. Like, he's her husband.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now? Other than tardy for the party ratings are failing, so I need something else to go on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm over Housewives of Atlanta. New Jersey, which was weird. New Jersey came back again? It didn't finish?
This is still the same season.
What the fuck? What's going on with these hoes?
It's only been like 7. It hasn't been many episodes. No. And I'm going to tell you, I'm enjoying it. It's so, ooh.
So then I'll watch it.
I am enjoying it. I didn't mention it again because you didn't seem like, you said you hadn't been watching it, and you said you just tuned in for the reunion. So I was just going to mention it when it was time for the reunion.
But is it good?
I'm enjoying it, but I love the shades. I'm trying to see what episode we're up to. We're up to episode number 8. So this week was episode number 8.
I just was like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
But yeah, they really got into it at the end of this last episode. Teresa was throwing glasses, and
at who?
At the wall. Well, all the ladies were at a table, and she was accused of cheating on Joe, and she turned, and of course it was that bitch Kim D. She always rearing her ugly head. And she said to the other girl, Dolores, she was like, well, did you stick up for me? And da-da-da-da. And She ain't answered fast enough for Teresa. Teresa threw the glasses. It's not true. You should have stuck up for me. Blah, 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 blah. It was like, oh. And then they ended up leaving the restaurant. It was crazy.
But what's going on with the husband? Is he getting deported?
Well, he's still serving his time. They don't, when they're filming, he's still in jail.
Because he had 3 years, right?
Yeah. And he had just went in when this happened. And then,
so he probably like a year
in the early episodes, like her mom had just died. So she was dealing with that. And they're cleaning out the house. And the father came to live with her. They're going to sell their house. And the girls are getting big. Yeah. So I'm enjoying it.
I'm going to have to stick my head in there for a minute and see what's going on with them.
Yeah, girl.
It's like some of this, it'd be too much. And now I'm trying to prepare because last season I kind of checked out on Beverly Hills. But I did come back for the reunion. I do enjoy Beverly Hills. Watching these rich bitches just.
I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy Beverly Hills. Do you ever watch
OC?
No, sir.
Vanderpump Rules?
Yes.
No, I don't watch that.
Oh my God. When I say love, now that's some shit. Cause I'll be like, how do these people make ends meet? Cause I know you're working at SIR, but you still can't tell me that you are getting that much. I'm like, how are they so rich in these? Oh, I love it.
Get a check from what's her name?
I love it. So.
Oh wait, Kelsey Grammer's wife came back to Beverly Hills. Oh, I'm definitely here for her.
This season, I think she's coming.
Oh, okay, there. I'm here. Say no more. I'm there. All right, so those were all our reality shows. You had another one?
No, that was it.
Because you don't watch New York. You too good for that.
Sorry.
All right, so I guess we could get into
picks. What you got?
Picks. You don't have any other TV? You sure?
No, I'm sure.
Okay, TV addict. You lacking there. You only got this like 17, 18 shows. Like, we need to pump this up. We need to be at 30. No.
I only like to sleep once in a while.
Wait, and this is not taking into account I had like a binge of People's Court.
See?
I mean, People's Court is so fascinating. Marilyn Milan is her name.
The judge, right?
Yeah. I'm coming for your job because I need that job. I gotta have that job.
Oh my God.
This one episode, we're not gonna spend much time on People's Court, but this one episode, well, I'm gonna talk about two. One episode, the lady moved in with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first she let her teenage daughter move in with this lady.
Right.
Then she moves in her whole family. They get into it or whatever, so then they end up in court. She says that the one that moved in and let her daughter move in said, oh, we had a falling out because she's an escort.
Oh.
And I felt like she was trying to get my daughter to be an escort.
Oh, wait a minute.
So the lady's like, that's a lie. I work and I drive Uber. And the other lady, like, she has a baby by a dentist. He pays $4,000 a month in child support and she doesn't work, but she recruits escorts or whatever. She engages in trafficking or whatever. And so she was like, that's a lie, isn't it? And the judge like, listen, I can't believe, so why did you send your teenage daughter to go live with her if you think she was an escort? And she was like, and what makes you think that she's an escort? So the girl gets up there, the teenager, she's like, oh, we went to a hotel one day and she was helping this lady. The lady said her car broke down and she was like, it looked like an employee-employee relationship. So she was like, well, that doesn't mean she was an escort. Like, where did you get it from? So then she goes to the plaintiff, who's been yelling. She said, I'm going to be honest. I was an escort before. You could not have paid me to think she was going to say that because I'm like, what? And so then I was like, oh, okay. And she had said, she was like, she was about to make me catch a case. And so the judge like, catch a case, what does that mean? She was like, no, like if I would have went out there, I would have caught a case. And she was like, okay, catch the case, like you would have, and she was like, yeah, I would have caught a case. And I was like, you gotta love this. When she don't even know how to explain this slang that she said, she like, what the fuck are you missing? I was going to catch a case. So then the bailiff has to say to her, like she was going to catch a criminal case. She's like, oh, a criminal case? She said, oh, I get it. I was like, oh my God. That was the funniest thing. And then there was another episode where the girl brought the guy to court that she was messing with. And he had a baby mother, had kids. They had a falling out, so then she was smashing him for a little bit. And, of course, only for like 3 months, but it's thousands of dollars going back and forth.
Of course.
So she said that she paid his child support and whatever, and he didn't pay her back. And he like, I did pay her back. And she like, no, she didn't. No, he didn't. And, I mean, this case going on. So the judge like, well, let me see your bank statements and stuff. Because he like, I sent it to her bank. Like, I paid her back. She pulls up her bank statements on her phone.
Oh, Lord.
The money is right there that it was transferred there. And she like, but I didn't get it. And the judge like, but it's there.
Go to the bank?
And she like, yeah, I know, but I didn't get it. And she like, but it's in your account. Yeah, but I didn't get it. So the girl basically put this whole lawsuit on and everything. Because for people's court, you actually have to file a case in a civil court. You have to actually file somewhere to get there. And she's like, yeah, but I never got it, so he didn't pay it. She said, you just wanted to see him. But the way this girl, she was like, yeah, but I didn't get it. And she just looking at the judge like, are you dumb? I didn't get it.
Lord,
I was like,
I swear some people just come on there for the 2 G's though.
Oh my God. I think they paid. Well, the thing is, and I was telling somebody else, is that what happens is if you file a lawsuit, so if I filed a lawsuit against you and I sued you for $1,000, when we go to people's court, if I win, they pay me so if you were going to get,
I still get $1,000.
Yeah, so it's up to the amount. So if the pot was $2,000 and I sued you for $2,000 and I won, then you would get nothing and I would get my $2,000, but you would get the accommodations and the ride and you'll be on TV. And you don't have to pay me the $2,000.
Right.
And then the benefit to me, of course, is that if I win, it's paid right away. Right. So I don't have to worry. So it's always, that's the carrot.
It's always like,
well, because it's small claims,
so it's never, it's not going to be no big amount that you're going to get awarded.
I think every state, so now I see that they do Florida a lot, which I think wasn't a problem because she's from Florida. They do Florida, New York, New Jersey, and they have
still
Boston,
filmed in New York, right?
And Connecticut now. They moved it to Connecticut. Okay. With Maury, everybody moved to Connecticut, so... But yes, people court. So I had a little binge with that, which was hilarious. But anyway, let's get to
crazy. Okay, my first pick, I think I said it earlier, is I'm gonna start watching Fear the Walking Dead again. But I put asterisk next to it because I'm only watching it because of Morgan. So
after that,
if they don't keep him on there, if it's a short term, whatever, I'm gonna be done with it. But yeah.
What's your next pick?
Dark. It's this show on Netflix. I started watching. I'm like 3 episodes in. I don't want to say it's a hard watch, but it's from Germany, I think. So it's in German, and there are people translating it over top of their talking. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a dub, like those old dub Chinese movies where the people's mouths are moving one way but the words aren't matching up. So you have to pay attention. You can't like be doing other stuff really. But it's interesting. It's about this town near a nuclear reactor and these kids are going missing.
And what channel is it on?
It's Netflix. Okay. It's like 7 episodes. No, it's 10 episodes, I think. But
it's called Dark.
Dark. That's it. And I'm going to leave my last pick because I don't want to steal it off your list because I figure it's yours.
What is it?
No, go ahead. I want to hear if you got it.
Okay, so my pick. Well, this is a pick, and it's not even a TV show or a movie yet.
Oh my God, we're gonna be talking about this for
Marvel Avengers, the Infinity War, that trailer. Yeah. That's a pick. You need to watch that shit, and just keep watching it until the movie come out. Well, Black Panther comes out February. So
Black History Month, baby.
Yeah, that's so racist. But
I'm going to see it at the blackest theater I can find.
So just keep watching it until we get the Marvel Avengers. So don't worry, that was one of my picks. I actually had another pick to replace that one. Top Chef is starting this week.
Oh, it does start this week.
Yeah, so they had the first look come on, which was great, and then they had Top Chef Last Chance Kitchen. It's a full episode available now because what they're doing, it was four previous contestants. So it was the annoying guy from like season 2 who was in the science stuff. It's Kwame. They say Kwame, but I always say Kwame because of the rapper.
Right.
Jennifer, she is on it, and then it was another girl from like season 1.
Okay.
And they're competing also in Last Chance Kitchen for a spot to get back on the show to become Top Chef. So that first episode aired, and then they had the first look. They're in Colorado, which I love, and it's always interesting because they have one season I watched it, and I'm not sure if you watch all the seasons of Top Chef, but they had someone from Colorado, and she was there. She was cooking rice, and she was cooking this rice for like an hour. And she like, oh shit, when you're up there, you have to cook it like this because of the elevation, which I didn't realize was a real thing. Yeah. And so she had no clue. So I would like to see how that kind of plays.
And I wonder if they're going to do any weed food. Because that's a thing now. People are cooking a lot with.
Well, it's legal up there, so we'll see how that'll work out.
I know they're going to have a challenge where you got to use some THC
cannabis
butter.
Yeah, that would be great. So that one's coming back on the 7th. It comes back. But they have the first look available and the Last Chance Kitchen available on demand.
Okay.
Then last night I was watching Atlanta on FX. And in between the commercials, it was this commercial for a show called Baskets with the guy from the hands. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm like, this shit look hilarious. I gotta watch this. Did you ever watch it?
You watch it and tell me what you think.
You watched it before?
I watched the first episode and I wasn't really. I couldn't get into it
so that was gonna be one of my picks because that shit looked hilarious.
Yeah, Louis Anderson is in it.
Yes, and they were at the strip club and he has on a wig and everything. Now, is he transgender?
Louis Anderson?
Yeah,
I think in the show he's playing a woman.
Oh, but he's not transgender in real life.
A woman.
Because I always thought he was gay. That. Okay, so he is gay, but wasn't him.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there. He's like an older lady. And he's with this middle age, and he's like, I feel like we should be throwing ones or something. Like, do you have a couple of singles so we could throw? I don't know. I just could not stop laughing. And on FX, like certain channels, especially the cable channels, when they're playing their shows, they repeat the same commercials. Mm-hmm. And so I just couldn't stop laughing. I said I gotta watch it. And Atlanta, I don't know why. If I didn't catch the whole last season, but Atlanta, I was watching a few episodes on FX, and the shit was hilarious too.
Oh, okay.
It was really good.
Okay.
And then my last pick is Sea Oak on Amazon.
Sea Oak.
Let me make sure it's Sea Oak and not Sea Oaks. Yeah, it's Sea Oak. Glenn Close is in it.
Oh, that's my girl.
I know. So that's what got me into it. And apparently, like, they're supposed to be...
It's a movie.
No, it's not a show.
It says TV movie on Amazon.
I thought it was a show. Hold on.
Maybe they have it wrong on IMDb.
No, it says season 1 on Prime. No, it's a show.
Oh, okay. They have it listed as just a movie.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Well, I don't... Let me just make sure. But it says...
Okay.
Season 1, right? Pilot. Season 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, it is a show. And it's that like she dies, but then she comes back, and like they're supposed to be. I kind of guess like Shameless. This is the feel I was getting. Like they're not a rich white family. Like they're a poor white family, and she's coming back. To go on. Oh, we forgot about Shameless, but I didn't watch last week. I think I missed it. So we'll catch up on Shameless. And Shameless, so I'll put Shameless in because I love Shameless. Mm-hmm. But it kind of gave me that vibe of Shameless.
Right.
And Glenn Close is Glenn Close, so you know how that goes. And she's on something else. She's in a movie that's coming out this week with Owen Wilson.
Oh, that one about the
fathers.
Yeah, okay.
So those were my picks.
You missed one. I'm shocked.
Which one is it that
Shut Eye comes back this week?
No, when?
Yeah.
Oh, let me go to
8th, I want to say.
No, that is not
I
shit.
tried to save it for you so I wasn't stepping on your toe.
Season 2. Now, are they the 6th? So now, are they going to do every week or?
When they did the first one, they put it all up, but I think they're liking this, giving you a bit at a time. So maybe they'll give you 3, and then
only one you could get me with is Handmaid's Tale because it's so good. But I love Shut Eye. Let me just binge. Let me binge. I want the right to binge.
Okay, it says on IMDb, it does say full season 2 available Wednesday.
Okay.
So hopefully that means all the episodes.
Okay, so now I know what I'll be doing this week. Binging on Shut Eye.
Yep.
All right, so
that's all I got. Picks. No skips this week.
I know. Did I watch anything I was like that I could pass up on? Oh, every week I'm telling you, you gotta watch this Who Killed Tupac. This shit is really good.
I did try.
You didn't like it?
It just, I don't know. Which episode did I try to watch? It was the one they were, was Little C's on there?
Well, he's always on. Look.
Every show.
But you know what? The only thing I laugh kind of when I see Little C's on things like this because that was Biggie's whole thing was to take care of Little C, especially Little C's, because he considered him his little boy, whatever. And Little Kim, after Biggie died, she said, you know, I tried. I mean, I was just taking care of a whole bunch of grown men because these were his boys. And this is what he wanted. Yeah. Especially C's. She was like, especially C's. Yeah. And then it just got to a point where it was like, I gotta let you go. Yeah, I gotta let you go. So, seeing him get checks and be on these type of things, or when Biggie's birthday, I'm like, I know Biggie is up there like, I told you I was going to take care of you. Yeah. Exactly, because what else is he getting paid to do other than to talk about Biggie? And on this show, he makes an appearance with them. But it's all, he's always, but he was, not that. In this one, he was instrumental in Tupac believing that Biggie and them set him up, because on the Who Killed Biggie the Notorious Big show that they had, he says like, look, we were in the studio, me and somebody else was on the roof on a fire escape smoking weed. We saw Pac and was like, oh, come up here, whatever. And so he is really instrumental in that story, because the whole reason why Pac believed they were set up is because y'all two told me to come up, and then I get robbed in the hallway and shot. Ed Lover has since come out, and Flex has come out and said, like, listen, when he got robbed, the reason why he was shot, because somebody else was there with him, which I don't know why all these years later nobody ever said anything, is that he tried to pull out a gun and shoot. And when he pulled out the gun, a shot went off, and that's what caused the other person to shoot him.
They said he actually shot, the first shot, he actually shot himself. So,
right? Is it that what he did? Yeah. But that when he tried to, so then the other guy started shooting.
The thing that I did find interesting about it is, like the way it's filmed, it's almost like somebody from A&E or Investigation Discovery was watching it. Like the guy is literally like talking in between every interview and giving his, you know, no nonsense synopsis. And and the fact that what they're saying is like every time they connect another person, like that person dies.
Yes.
Like that is not ironic. That is literally the
I told you that.
Ironic.
Remember last week I was saying that. I said, you know, what I thought was interesting is that they're saying like, look, 26 people have died in connection with this since this happened. So I was like, oh wow, like, because we basically have left the story alone, and most people have formed their own conclusions on who did what and whatever. And then they had this guy who was the leader of the Crips or something out in LA, and basically he was arrested, and I think they were going to give him life plus. And he started telling stories and started saying this
he was exactly saying about Puffy. Right?
Yes. So and then they were saying like, and then after a while they said, well, what happened with him? And they're like, well, he wasn't charged with anything. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now, if you were snitched for... Would you imagine?
He must have had the real goods to get off like that.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I think it's fascinating, but
yeah.
Tell me you gotta check this out. But all right, so we're gonna get up out of here. The new episodes available every week on Tuesday on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud is the other one. We're on Instagram at
The Life of a TV Addict, not that.
Is it Life or The Life? I can't remember. I know. Fat Pretty Girl does the Instagram all the time. Whenever I try to do it, I always fuck something up. Because I thought I was helping out by posting a Saturday Night Live clip, and then after I posted it, I went back.
They pulled it.
They pulled it?
Wasn't
No, you already posted it.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm wasting fucking time. So I just leave that shit alone. I let her handle that. The email account is The Life.
Yeah.
The Life of a TV Addict at gmail.com.
2017.
Oh, 2017 at gmail.com. See? You can email us, leave comments, things like that. It's always great to interact with people. Yeah. And that's about it. We're going to get up out of here.
# stay addicted.
And see y'all next week.